Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Bulls Report by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Seatman, and today's live show, as we are covering round two of the 2026 NBA Draft, is presented by Prize Picks. We saw yesterday the Chicago Bulls picked up Caleb Wilson with the fourth overall pick, and then got Dalen Swain with the 15th pick in the NBA Draft. So on our little build-up show, we'll talk about both those guys, look at some round two draft targets for your Chicago Bulls, and once the draft starts, get you guys everything you need to know on those players that are being drafted. But the Bulls did officially trade out of pick number 56. So the Bulls heading into tonight had picks 38 and 56, but they traded out of pick 56 and got our good old friend Cash Considerations back in Chicago. I think the Bulls have to be, it's either them or the Knicks. They trade more second-round picks for Cash than any other team in the NBA. I mean, the famous joke of the photo of Cash Considerations showing up there at the podium. It gets put up every single offseason for Bulls fans. So I don't really understand this. I mean, you're a rebuilding team. You don't need this cash to go into any of the aprons. So, listen, it's pick 56. Is this guy going to be a guy in the NBA? Probably not. But still, just from a rebuilding team's perspective, don't really understand this. The first move that Bryson Graham has made so far, I'm kind of raising my eyebrow at it. But maybe the Lakers coughed up a lot of money. We will never really know how much cash they sent. But very similar to last year. I think it was pick 45 the Bulls had, and then they traded back 10 spots for cash considerations with the Lakers as well. So literally it just feels like deja vu here. But still we'll have pick number 38, which is a massive pick. A lot of guys that I like in that spot. And we could also see the Bulls maybe try to trade up from 38. Maybe if they want to package one of those 1,500 second-round picks they have for the future. But yeah, Bulls trading out of pick 56. Not the biggest deal in the world, but still a little bit of a eye raiser there from Bryson Graham. But yesterday, Chicago Bulls picked up two studs, Caleb Wilson and Dalen Swain. And, last night I was probably up until about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's why I might be a little tired right now because I was watching every single play Dalen Swain has had, dating back to his days even at Xavier University. And, the one pitch I would want to make for Bulls fans and why I'm really in on Dalen Swain and just mainly his mentality, his work ethic, and, it's really who he is as a person, not just a player. When he transferred to Texas, coming from Xavier, where Xavier during his sophomore year, he was just an off-ball guard who did all the dirty work, did all the little things. He was a good cutter, good rebounder, but really didn't have the ball in his hands too much, couldn't shoot at all. He was a good free throw shooter, but really was limited from beyond the arc. And what Swain did, making a jump from just one season where he wasn't on any draft boards when he went to Texas, and then he ended up being the 15th pick in the draft, and undisputed, he was a top 20 prospect in a loaded draft class. That's about his work ethic. That has nothing to do about what he did in high school, had nothing to do with what he did during his first couple of years in college. He put in the work the offseason. It translated. We saw huge leaps in his games. Like, when I watched him at Xavier, I thought he could maybe be an NBA guy, like a second-round pick, just because he was a very good athlete, really high motor. We saw that at Xavier, but I didn't see the ball handling that he had at Texas. I mean, he is one of the best handles out of a 6'7" guard. Really reminds me of a guy like Jimmy Butler. And, I see a combination of, a Jimmy Butler, Jaden McDaniels, and I know people have a lot of question marks about his shooting ability. For right reason, shot 34.5% from three, which isn't the worst in the world, but obviously not up to par. But he's an 80+% free throw shooter on over 300 attempts. He has, I believe he shot 50+% on floaters. Both free throws and floaters are all about touch. He has a good shooting touch. Now, his jump shot takes a while for him to get up to the release point, which I think if he speeds that up, but when he's just in a catch and shoot position, it is a fast jump shot. It's just mainly off the dribble, but it's like he's not like a shooter where it's like one of the Thompson twins where defenses are like, oh yeah, you go ahead and take that. If he is wide open, you have to go close out on him or else he will knock it down at a high clip. But really sold on Dalen Swain. I think he's going to be, will he end up being a guy like Jimmy Butler, Jaden McDaniels? I sure as hell hope so. But I think he could be on that trajectory where maybe it takes a couple of years to him develop the shot, but he will play right away just because of what he does defensively in transition, all the little things out there. And the Bulls last night, they established identity. And we'll talk about that identity here coming up. But I do want to tell you guys about today's live show sponsor, and that is our good friends over at Prize Picks. Now, Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app, and it's a place to go if you love daily fantasy sports. Player picks are on fire right now with playoff basketball getting going tonight, and there's no better place to win cash while watching sports than with Prize Picks. To qualify for a Prize Picks lineup, pick 2 to 6 players and select more or less on stat projections, including points, rebounds, assists, three-pointers, and several others across all sports. But if you're more of a baseball guy, you guys can choose stats such as hits, home runs, and strikeouts. Or if you're a football guy, you can choose such as sacks, receiving yards, rushing yards, whatever it may be. This is season-long projection you guys see up on screen right now. So either ride those picks or tail them, or fade those picks. Just do so at Prize Picks. So a new user offer, download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to receive $50 in lineups. It's code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to get an extra $50 in lineups with Prize Picks. Clickable link to download the app is in the comments section and description of today's show. All right, shout out for all the real ones in the building. I already got 126 people rocking and rolling with us. If you guys missed it, the Chicago Bulls did end up trading pick number 56 to the Los Angeles Lakers for cash considerations. I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. I just don't really understand from a process side of things where you are a rebuilding team. Like every draft pick matters, but also the Bulls, they didn't buy back in to draft Lackland Olbrich. But maybe they could buy back in just like how the Lakers did here. And you go buy a pick at 57, 58, but curious to see what the Bulls use this money for. Who really knows where cash considerations goes? Like, I have no idea. So that's the one part about the NBA draft that really nobody understands. But so that's the biggest deal in the world. We still have pick number 38, which my guy at pick number 38 right now for the Chicago Bulls. I think obviously shooting is a dire need on this roster, and there are a couple specialists out there that that is their calling card. They hang their hat on the shooting ability. Couple of guys, Tyler Nickel, probably number 1 for me. Guard out of Vanderbilt, started off at, I believe it was North Carolina. Then he transferred to Virginia Tech. Then this past season at Vandy, Tyler Nickel, he's got a super smooth jump shot. Very quick release, gets to the release point very, very fast. Shot it at a very high clip this past season, 40%, while taking almost 7 3-pointers a game. He is my guy. Now, he kind of reminds me of a player who could be similar to like a Duncan Robinson, Max Strus type of player where they're going to come out of college and just automatically right away be a good 3-point shooter, but it comes down to them. Can they hold their own defensively? So Tyler Nickel's number 1 for me. Super smooth jump shot. And also with shooters, I do value a difference between a swish and a shot hitting the rim. All of his makes this past season were just nailing back iron. So probably number 1 for me. He'll most likely be on the board unless one of these other teams take him. Now, you also had Isaiah Evans. Now, I expect Isaiah Evans to go in the first 5 picks tonight. Really shocked that he didn't go drafted. So I won't spend too much time on him, but very good shooter as well. Wouldn't hate that idea. And then Henry Vasar. I like Vasar as a second-round pick. He's fine. He's got really good size to his frame, like a true 7-footer. Really good rebounder. Decent shot blocker. Got question marks about his want and just his overall motor out there with especially those big guys. We've seen it countless times in the NBA where it's like a big guy in college, good rim protector, can average 17 and 10 at the college game because they don't have a motor, they don't really have a competitiveness to them, can definitely find some problems in the NBA. Now, another shooter out there, Richie Saunders from BYU. Now, Richie probably won't be ready to go until January after he tore his ACL this past year in January, but a very, very good shooter. Good off-ball cutter as well. Can find the open creases in the defenses, just get to a spot, rise up, hit a jump shot. So I like Richie Saunders as well. And then Ryan Conwell, an interesting guard. Now, he put up 10 threes a game this past season, shot 34.5% from deep. And Ryan Conwell is a very good driver of the basketball, physical when he's driving to the lane. Just my question marks with him is kind of a, this is like a dated basketball term, but he is kind of a tweener between a 1 and a 2 guard on an NBA roster. But in the second round, I'd be cool with the Bulls taking a flyer on him, especially at pick 38, because he'll probably be able to step in right away in the NBA and give you a solid 10, 12 minutes a game off the bench. You can learn from Trey Jones. I actually don't mind the comp of Trey Jones for him, but he's probably a better shooter than Trey Jones, and Trey Jones probably has a better feel for the game of basketball than Conwell. But Conwell was great this past year at Louisville. playing next to Michael Brown Jr. So those are my top 5 guys. Probably Tyler Nichols, number 1 for me. Also, look out for the big guy out of Arizona, Toby Awaka, one of the best rebounders in the country this past season. He came off the bench, plays incredibly hard. He was a captain, good leadership. Only problem is he's like a traditional old school big guy in the NBA, 6'8" barefoot. So undersized. His game offensively is incredibly limited, but he's a good locker room presence, lead offensive rebounder. Probably comes down if he can develop like a push shot. So he was a backup center for Krivas this past season at Arizona. So Toby Awaka, like him as a potential prospect. Also Dylan Mitchell, like Dylan Mitchell as well out of St. John's. Strong frame, like 6'8", kind of similar to a guy like Dalen Swain, but he can put the ball on the deck a little bit. Doesn't really have a jump shot, which he was a 4-year college player and never developed a jumper. So concerns there. Really high energy guy. Like if you watched this past season at St. John's, like he was that Energizer bunny for him. Like if they started slowing down, couldn't really find a flow of the game, he'll just go steal you an extra possession, grab offensive rebounds. So Braden Smith's also another guy. I'm not the biggest fan of him. Guard out of Purdue. Emmanuel Sharp, another name to watch out for tonight. Guard out of Houston. Really good three-point shooter. Lightning quick. Good first step. Undersized, but an old school like Houston guard. Like he's been fantastic for them over the last couple of years. Jacoby Gillespie, Bruce Thornton, kind of in that mold too. So there are a lot of just 4-year experienced guards who maybe for the Bulls it doesn't make too much sense since I would prefer those guys to actually go to like winning teams and they can contribute right away. But all those guys could play for the Chicago Bulls right away. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in though in the live chat. Got 190 people rocking and rolling with us as yes, the trade did go down. Cash considerations going to the Chicago Bulls for pick number 56. As knowledge, Shane Swain could be available at 39 if nobody took him in round 1. Well, that's just not true because the Oklahoma City Thunder, when they traded up to pick 16, it was for Dalen Swain. Which I was already big on Dalen Swain, but knowing that Sam Presti was trying to jump up a spot to land Swain, it sells me on him even more. So, no, he would not have been available at pick 39. And also for people crying about Cameron Carr, which I wanted Cameron Carr as well, would have been thrilled about that pick at 15 as well. Presti wasn't trading up for Cam Carr. He's trading up for Dalen Swain, and Presti is the best talent evaluator in the entire NBA. What they've done in Oklahoma City, their bench is incredibly deep. I mean, getting a guy like A.J. Mitchell at pick 40. So pretty cool that report came out, where it was, that Dalen Swain was the target for the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of the best-ran organizations in the NBA. Also, they do a fantastic job at evaluating those bigger guards. I mean, so overall, like, love it. We got Flock in the building in the comments section. Shout out to you. Saying, thoughts on trading for Isaiah Joe? If he doesn't get traded tonight, I'll do a full show on that. 2 shooters the Bulls could trade for. One being Klay Thompson. I think the Mavs are going to try to dump his salary, and the Bulls, they should be a team that's willing to help facilitate trades since they're not going to be competing in the Eastern Conference this coming year. Klay Thompson, $17 million a year. I would take that as just a shooter who could start at the 2 guard for you if you want to work Dalen Swain off the bench, or he could just come off the bench for you. And then also Isaiah Joe. The Thunder were dangling him out yesterday in the draft, trying to see if anyone was going to bite on him to try to trade up. The Thunder have to trade Isaiah Joe. They have no leverage here. I think the Bulls could potentially get Isaiah Joe for a couple second-round picks. And I would be willing maybe to give up pick 38 for him. Probably would. I mean, Isaiah Joe's a legit NBA player, good defender. So Isaiah Joe, one of those other shooters that I think the Bulls should have a lot of interest in. And what I also loved about Bryson Graham, as Big Diesel say, BG could have traded back a few picks and got Swain. Don't believe OKC when they said they wanted him. I don't know why you wouldn't believe it. I mean, it was reported that was their guy when they were calling the Memphis Grizzlies, that they were going to take Swain. So maybe they could have. Maybe you could have rolled the die a little bit. But what? I mean, the Grizzlies got 2 second-round picks to move back a couple spots. You want to take that risk of just getting 2 second-round picks. I just think they clearly love Dalen Swain. He was their guy on their big board, and the Bulls got who they wanted. Now, what I was going to say about identity, too, with the Chicago Bulls. And that's why also I'm not too concerned about the shooting problem on the roster yet, because are the Bulls obviously a perfect basketball team? No. They are so far away still from getting to where you are contending in the Eastern Conference. But I think with these picks, you are laying an identity of like who you are going to be as a basketball team for years to come. Caleb Wilson walked into him at pick number 4, but a rangy, athletic wing who has an incredible motor. Same thing about Dalen Swain, a rangy, very athletic guard who has an incredible motor as well. And both those guys have taken strides year after year after year. Even if you go back and look at Caleb Wilson high school tape, he didn't have a turnaround jump shot at all. And then he gets to North Carolina. He's got one of the best turnaround jump shots in the country from about 15 feet. Also, I saw a ridiculous stat on Caleb Wilson. He dunked 20% of his makes this past season were dunks. And then he also created, I think it was 3 extra possessions a game on just offensive rebounds and steals, I believe, for his team. The guy can create more possessions and almost be an offensive force with just like want and hustle, which is, very rare to see that. But still, like the Bulls, they're trying to get teams or trying to build a team where they're long, they can run in transition, and they're going to play it hard. Like Caleb Wilson plays really hard. Modest Buzelis plays really hard. Dalen Swain plays really hard. And Bryson Graham also alluded to like the character that Dalen Swain is. Who knows about Cam Carr's character? Who knows about any of these other guys' character that they passed on? They felt comfortable with Dalen Swain, and really they're banking on him developing a jump shot. And I think a lot of people, like, listen, you can't teach size, length, and athleticism. Like, you can't teach it. Yes, you can get a little stronger. You can get a little more physical by putting weight on your frame. But you can teach a jump shot. Some people are born with it. But also some people just work at it. Like, think about a guy like Jimmy Butler. First year with the Chicago Bulls. Jimmy Butler, I mean, he couldn't hit the rim from three-point land. I think he shot 18% as a rookie in the NBA. Continues to develop. He gets that three-point shot, and then that three-point shot, once Jimmy got that, I mean, if you guys remember, when he started to shoot 35% from three, it opened up his entire game where then teams had to at least come out on him, respect him, and then it was just blow-by after blow-by after blow-by. I'm banking on Swain having that same type of jump. And it's also like people are acting like Swain, like he was like a Thompson twin this past season at Texas. Like, you still had the like, you couldn't just sit in the lane and be like, all right, Dalen, like, you just shoot. Like, that was not the case. You still had to get up on him and respect his jump shot a little bit. Now, if he can turn that into a 37% shooter from downtown, like, that's really where the difference is going to be with Swain, of him just being a good or a great NBA player. But I couldn't have been happier with what the Bulls did yesterday. And honestly, looking back on it, I wish I did more work on Dalen Swain. Like, I wish I mocked him more to the Chicago Bulls. I just kind of fell in love with the Cam Carr highlight package and all the dunks. I still think Cam Carr is going to be a hell of a player in the NBA. Like, his draft class was absolutely loaded. Like, you go back and we'll look at these first 15 picks, and I would not be shocked if like 11 or 12 of these guys aren't like big-time rotational players in the NBA. Like Kingston Flemings, I was watching him last night again. The fact that he was the 8th overall pick is insane. You got Swain is like Wade on drugs. Did somebody say he's a Timu version of Wade? I don't really see D Wade in terms of like a style of play. D Wade was a better vertical athlete, and he was more explosive than Swain. And Swain's incredibly explosive, but Swain reminds me of like Jimmy Butler mixed with Jaden McDaniels. He's got the same handle that Jaden McDaniels does, but honestly a little better. Also, Swain was one of the best ISO scorers in college basketball this season. He could take guys one-on-one off the dribble. Late in the shot clock, like that game against Purdue in the Sweet 16, Texas is down 2 with 10 seconds left. Swain, sizing his guy up, gets to the rim, gets an and one, finishes over the top. So, I absolutely love Dalen Swain. I'm really happy about it. You didn't do more research on Swain because everyone has a mid-20 pick. Not sure what you're talking about there. This team needs to get this right tonight to get the ship going. Yeah, I mean, you're kind of playing with house money with pick 38. If he ends up being a guy, he ends up being a guy. But, we'll see. Is the ESPN broadcast aired yet? No, they're talking about Turkey, USA right now. I don't think they're starting the broadcast until the draft actually starts. Swain will have the same career arc as Wade. Y'all don't know more. Hey, if we drafted Dwayne Wade at pick 15, you're going to hear no complaints from me. And also with the Bulls, what's so encouraging with kind of what they're building here is, let's just say 2 of the 3 of Swain, Buzelis, or Wilson develops, say 38% from 3. The problems offensively that they would have for other teams would be absolutely nuts. Like Buzelis, I think Buzelis is a guy where, he already was a 16-a-game guy this past season in year 2, which is awesome. We saw that jump for Buzelis. But I think Buzelis, his jump this past season, I think just really was him adding more physicality to his game and adding more muscle on his frame. Because Buzelis has a great frame. He'll be able to continue to add muscle year after year after year. But I think with him, it's getting that pull-up jump shot. And same with all 3 of these guys. But if just 2 of them end up being really good jump shooters, ideally it's Buzelis and Swain. Then we're feeling great about what this Bulls offense could look like. And I think with Claxton and Giddey, these are just placeholders right now. You look at the Bulls roster, the big 3 you have is Swain, Buzelis, and Wilson. Buzelis entering year 3, Wilson and Swain are going to be rookies. So Giddey and Claxton, I think, are good floor raisers for that team. Where in the short term, Giddey is a pretty good point guard to have for those guys running in transition, getting them open looks. And Claxton is an ideal big guy where offensively does not need the basketball. You don't need to run anything through Nick Claxton, but having a guy who can at least catch lobs when you're coming off a pick and roll, you could throw it up to the top shelf, just is easier for guards to navigate the pick and roll, having a lob threat like that, and then obviously be able to protect the rim on the back end. But I really am excited about where the Bulls are going here. Bryson Graham, listening to his press conference, he just absolutely sold me on just because he talked about his vision during his introductory press conference, and you can talk about the vision you want, and it really comes down to if you can actually go out there and execute it, and he did in his first draft, and he did with the Nick Claxton trade. So is Diesel saying, the big 3 is Modest, Caleb, and Giddey. Swain is a role player. I disagree. I think Swain's got star potential. I really do. He could be a hell of a role player. He could play a juiced up Josh Hart role for you right away. I just think with his handle ability and his ability to play one-on-one, because he is a great ISO guy, I just can't see him being just a role player in the NBA. If he is just a role player, he'll be one of the better role players in the league. Josh Giddey, it would be great if he ends up being the 4th option on this team. And he's the 4th. If Josh Giddey's your 4th best player, that's a good 4th best player to have. So ideally, I think for the Bulls, that ends up being the case, and Giddey would just be the table setter, where he's just a guy that's going to get everybody good looks. And I do think Giddey should be a better defender next to Swain, Wilson, and Buzelis. But overall, very, very excited. It's kind of my big picture thoughts on these 2. Just going back and watching Swain last night. Really, really excited about the direction they're going. Excited about him. He's wearing number 5 for the Bulls. Wilson wearing number 8. I was already thinking about getting one of those jerseys. It's just jerseys right now are $150. And I don't know when you would wear a basketball jersey. You can go wear a baseball jersey casually. I think you can wear a hockey jersey, football jersey casually. I just can't see a situation where I'm casually rocking a but yeah, man, Dalen Swain rocking number 5. I think the last Bull to wear 5, believe it was Boozer. Maybe I'm missing somebody before them, but the last Bull to wear number 8 was Zach LaVine. So Caleb Wilson will be taking that number there. So shout out to C-Dub. We'll be rocking that number 8. I like it, though. I mean, both these guys, really good kids, good head on their shoulders overall. Very, very excited about where this franchise is going. Wear a black T-shirt under the NBA jersey. Yeah, that could be a look. I don't know. I just feel like I never can wear a basketball jersey casually. You can rock a baseball jersey very casually, but basketball jerseys are different. You rock it on streams? That is true. You could rock it on streams, no doubt. What's your personal floor for Caleb? My personal floor, I think it's Evan Mobley. I think just he'll be he'll be an elite defensive player. Like, that's the one thing about Caleb where you feel so confident is that you just know his floor defensively is going to make him a positive asset out there on the basketball court. And it's just going to come down to a shot. It will come down to, him developing the handle a little bit. Maybe if he can play from the exterior and on the perimeter just a little more. Yuki Kawamura wore number 8. I forgot about that. Shout out to Yuki. Wilson and Swain will be a good future duo. Swain could become our 6th man too. Absolutely. Like, that's why I also like the Bulls. If you do go trade for an Isaiah Joe or a Klay Thompson, I could see them starting at the two spot and then Dalen Swain coming off the bench, and it's him and Trey Jones running that second unit. But I saw the over-under for the Bulls' wins next year is 28.5, and I think that's a little low. I would have put it at like 33.5, maybe 34.5. I just think this Bulls team is going to play really hard every single night. They got a bunch of young guys that, it's not like you got young guys and you're like the Washington Wizards and it's just a bunch of like AAU style of hoops. I think the Bulls with Splitter and Bryce and Graham, like, they're going to be a team that plays hard. They're going to be incredibly limited offensively, but they'll be a very good defensive team. You got the guys to do it. You got the coach to do it. You got the guy leading your organization to do it. So, I don't know. I thought 28.5 was a little low. I could see the Bulls trying to sneak into the play-in tournament this upcoming year. And sneaking into the play-in tournament with a bunch of young guys is way better than getting the play-in tournament with like Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan there. But you guys chime in. Pick 38 coming up here in about probably 30 minutes or so when the Bulls will be drafting at that spot. So you guys let me know. Who do you want the Bulls to draft at pick number 38? Let me know your thoughts down below. Yeah, shooting's going to be the biggest concern. No doubt about it. Sanak got drafted by the Boston Celtics, so he is not available for the Bulls. My guy's Tyler Nickel, though. Get a pure shooter, come off the bench, can come off, pin down screens. He's a good cutter. He's also got, even though he's not a great defender, he can play his ass off, and I think he could turn himself into at least a serviceable defender at the NBA level. So, yeah, Tyler Nickel's my guy. Bryce, I'm with you. But you guys chime in down below. Who do you want to pick 38? But let me tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is our good friends over at Prize Picks. Now, if you guys use that promo code HMA, we'll hook you guys up with $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. The app is really easy to use. Just got to pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. Prize Picks is available in most states, including California, Texas, Florida, New York, and Illinois. And it makes watching my favorite sporting events that much more enjoyable, as I can follow my lineup throughout the entire game. Or you can obviously follow a lineup throughout the entire season. They got season-long lineups that you guys can already get in for the football season. So that's a lineup we got. But tail those picks or ride with those picks, just do so at Prize Picks. And sign up for Prize Picks with that promo code HMA. We'll hook you guys up with $50 instantly in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Hit that link down below in the comment section and description of today's show. But a massive shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Alrighty, draft just about coming up here in about 15 minutes. Fired up though to see who the Bulls pick at 38. Already most of the damage has been done for Chicago in a good way with getting Swain and Wilson. But again, this pick can end up being a high-end rotational player down the line for this ball club. So Tyler Nickel's going to be the number one guy I'm looking at tonight. And Isaiah Evans I would love, but I just can't see him falling to 38. If he's there at 38, though, sign me the hell up. Who do you want the Bulls or who do you want BG, the target in free agency after the player he just drafted yesterday and today? Free agency this year in the NBA is kind of rough. Honestly, I don't think the Bulls are going to sign too many guys in free agency. I'm guessing they are going to use that cap space to potentially trade for a couple guys. And Klay Thompson's one of them. Isaiah Joe's another guy, but also Klay Thompson, I don't know if he would come to the Bulls and ask to get bought out. That could very well happen. As pushing weight, saying I'd be shocked if Evans is still on the board at 56. I'd be shocked if he's on the board at 38. We got him 28th overall on our big board. Malik Thomas, saw some people commenting about Malik Thomas. Watched a bunch of his stuff at 1:30 in the morning last night. He's just his handle is incredibly stiff. I don't love his jump shot. He also just moves differently than everybody else out there on the basketball court, and that's honestly might be a good thing for his game. Like, he just kind of goes at a different rhythm. Like, most basketball players all kind of have the same, size up rhythm. Like, it's all relatively the same. His is completely different, but also what I like about him, he's got this reckless confidence, which sometimes a good thing and a bad thing for him. He had a bad stretch of the year last year, but this was our scouting report. One of the best all-around shooters in the class with great touch and a quick release. Listen, that's what the numbers showed last year. 40+% three-point shooter, took a lot per game. I just can't see his jump shot working out in the NBA. And maybe I'm such like a stickler with jump shots and need to have perfect form. I just don't like the look of his jump shot. I think can lead to some inconsistencies, and I think there's just a chance he got on a heater this past season because he wasn't a good shooter in high school. Got to Arkansas, just lit it up from beyond the arc. He's a really good athlete, though. Like, he plays hard. So maybe I'm talking myself into Malik Thomas. Just doesn't really have too much of a bag, though. And I guess if you're drafting a guy at 38, doesn't really matter if he has a bag. Probably just want him to play a very niche role there. But, again, Malik Thomas would fit the bill of size, length, athleticism, and physicality. But we did get a first super chat on today's show. Shout out to my guy, Jordan King, coming in with a $2 super chat. Appreciate you, Jordan King. You were showing love yesterday on the channel and showing love again. So, seriously, thank you so much, my man, for supporting the show. We'll discuss that here in a second. I was thinking Trayvon Brazil with the pick they traded to the Lakers. Yeah, I doubt he would have gotten there either. I don't understand trading 56. Listen, I don't really either. I just don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. It's pick 56. I mean, this is necessarily like pick 242 in the NFL draft. So it's not the worst thing in the world. I used to be a shot purist until Steph. His shot was the ugliest I've ever seen, but deadly. Stop. You're out of your mind. Steph's shot was beautiful in college. I mean, it was one fluid motion. Steph and Klay Thompson are the two most beautiful jump shots I've ever seen. I think I would have to disagree with you on that. But, yeah, I am a shot purist. Like, you got to have really good form or else I just don't think you can shoot the basketball. But, again, the numbers don't lie. The production's out there. Like, Malik Thomas was 40+% from downtown this past season on a very high volume, which is, very hard to do at the college basketball level. But Jordan King saying Malik Thomas, if Splitter can develop him, I'm sure Splitter would like to get his hands on a guy like Malik Thomas who has a ton of upside. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I could just see, and maybe that's what you kind of want out of your second round pick, is a guy who's got incredible upside, could potentially, be a bust. I just think out of like the group of like Tyler Nickel, Isaiah Evans, Henry Vassar, probably Malik Thomas or Vassar are the two more likely guys that would just never see the NBA floor. In my opinion, I would like Vassar, though. And also reunion with Caleb Wilson. Because also Vassar now would be stepping into a situation where he wouldn't need to play really at all. I mean, the Bulls' center rotation isn't one of the best ones in the league, no, but it's solid enough with Claxton and Jalen Smith. So, yeah, I would like Vassar at 38 as well. But I would go shooter Big Diesel at 38. I just think you got a chance here to find a guy who can play a niche role on your basketball team. He can, come off the bench and, Tyler Nickel's my guy. Tyler Nickel, Richie Saunders, both those guys play really hard as well. I would probably go one of those two guys. Bulls starting five, Giddey, Swain if they don't trade for somebody, and then Buzelis, Wilson, and Claxton. Those are probably going to be the five that they roll out there. But, again, if they trade for Isaiah Joe, if they trade for Klay Thompson, do not be shocked if the Bulls start one of those guys and Swain goes to the bench. Are you a White Sox or a Cubs fan? I'm a Cubs fan. Shout out to Dansby Swanson. 7 RBIs today for Dansby. Had a grand slam and a 3-1 shot. dude has been the worst player in baseball all year. So it's great to see Dansby getting back going again. Oh, Otega Owe. That's another guy that I really like. Otega Owe's sweet. Really, really good competitor. He's a do-it-all guy. Doesn't necessarily do one exact thing incredibly well. No, really like Otega Owe. You think BG should see if the Bucks want to trade Ware? I doubt they want to trade Ware. It would the price would be way too high. Like I love Ware as a player. I just think the price probably not in the Bulls range. But again, here's our super chat menu for today. Sorry, I've been just rambling for the last 40 minutes about the Bulls, Dylan. Dylan's been throwing stuff on screen, and I've just been going on a 40-minute tangent on the Chicago Bulls. But shout out to Dylan for producing today's show. Super chat menu today, though. Any super chat we get, you guys are getting on the show. We'll break it down. If you guys got questions about a prospect, anything, we'll discuss it. And then we do have the Tito's back in the studio today. I have realized I am not the same person I was. Yesterday, I think we had 3 shots in a beer. We woke up with a headache. And I'm 26 years old. I think I'm hitting my wall right now where if I have 3 shots of beer, 4 drinks, I'm waking up with a headache. I'm feeling hungover. So that sucked this morning, but we're willing to get back after it if you guys want to. $10 for a shot, then $50. We got the beer shotgun tool. Still in the studio today. What was the guy yesterday who dropped 100? If you remember off the top of your head, Dylan. Somebody came in here. I forget the name. You said Dion Polt came in last night with a $100 super chat. That was sweet. So we got the shot fun tool. You literally just put a beer in here. Goes down the hatch. This thing's cool. But yeah, I'm getting old, guys. Shit, man. You have 3 shots and a beer, and I wake up with a headache. It was kind of embarrassing. Like I looked myself in the mirror this morning. And I was just like, dude, what's wrong with you? So yeah, did we hit 17K subs again? Yeah, don't worry. We're not even close to 17K. So I know there's not going to be 150 people that unsubscribe like you guys were messing around last night. 3 shots? Come on, man. That's how you start a Friday night. Yeah, back in the heyday, dude. Maybe I'm just aging. I wish I would age like LeBron. I'm aging like freaking Markelle Fultz right now. It's bad. It's not good. Not good. But yeah, appreciate everybody for tuning in. We do have 300 people in the building, which is awesome stuff. If you guys haven't already, please go down there, hit that thumbs up icon. We are only at 61 likes. So if we could get to 100 likes, that would be fantastic. Hit that thumbs up icon for us. Would really appreciate it. It helps us get this stream out to more and more Bulls fans. So go down there, hit that subscribe button, or hit that thumbs up icon and that subscribe button as well. But we greatly appreciate it. Let's see if we get to 100 likes here in the next 5 minutes before the draft does begin. Somebody said, Patrick, please respond about the Noah question I had. Yes, Seth Stokes, I got you. What about the dude Noah? Dude, last year, first round pick. Doesn't have any future here. Like, what's his deal? Patrick, agent like Ben Simmons. You're telling me, bro. That's a Wisconsin breakfast. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But Noah Senge, there's reports out there that he's 7 feet tall now. I'm not going to believe those until I see it. Senge is a developmental guy. Like, he's incredibly thin. He probably weighs 155 pounds at 6'11". So he needs to definitely add on some weight. Can put the ball on the deck a little bit. He's just like a project. Like, he doesn't have a great handle yet. He doesn't have a good shot. He doesn't really have any offensive moves. Like, he's an athlete that can run and dunk, and he's not even that good of a defender. So not really that good of a basketball player right now. But again, 6'10" frame, broad shoulders. Like, the Bulls are banking on the guy that he could potentially be in a couple of years. So I think a Senge Summer League this year will be huge for him. But yeah, I still excited about a Senge, even though I am incredibly skeptical of him working out. But Seth, thanks, Patrick. You're the GOAT. This channel about to blow up now that the Bulls are back. Yes, sir. The Bulls are back. Feels good to be a basketball fan again. Like, I feel like I haven't been a Bulls fan in like 5 years. Like, still watch the games and everything, and still. I mean, I was rooting for losses for the last 5 years. I just hated the team that they rolled out there. Like, no matter what happens this year, I'm like, this is the start of something new. Like, this is exciting. This is what we should have been doing 2-3 years ago, but at least it's starting now, and Got a really fun core to build around. So very, very, very excited. Is there a Kalshi bet on what will KO's first meal be when he comes to Chicago? That's a great question. So you guys answer down below. Caleb Wilson calls you, and he says, hey, I want to go get some food. What's the first place you're taking him to in Chicago? Bet he goes Portillo's. I mean, Portillo's would probably be the safe choice. I think I might take him to Geno's East. Or Millie's. Do you guys know Millie's deep dish in Chicago? Millie's is my favorite deep dish in the city. Harold's Chicken. Who knows Millie's? Millie's? Anybody? A dip beef? Also not a bad idea. Millie's is my favorite deep dish in the city. I just had it for the first time a couple years ago. I take Millie's over, and I love Giordano's, love Lou Malnati's, but I really like Millie's. Millie's was my spot. First meal, KO should go to Giordano's. Giordano's not bad. But we did have another super chat. My guy Jordan King, what's going on, Brody? How about Emmanuel Sharp, underrated defender? Really like Emmanuel Sharp. He is like that typical Houston guard, where a little undersized, but he's incredibly scrappy. He's physical. He can shoot a little bit. Can put the ball on the deck. So, yeah, I like Emmanuel Sharp. I would have loved him at pick 56, but the Bulls had to go get Mr. Cash considerations instead of drafting somebody there. But, yeah, I like Emmanuel Sharp. Millie's is Flames. Giordano's is so overrated. Yeah, Giordano's is still really good. It is a tad overrated, though. I don't think it's my favorite deep dish anymore. I like Geno's East and Millie's, probably my top two. Millie's is my number one, though. I absolutely love Millie's. What if it's not? Oh, Jimmy's Red's hot? Yeah. Go get him a dog there, Big Diesel. Don't hate that. Hey, the Bulls get the next Dennis Rodman tonight in the second round. God, they got Draymond Green as better second round pick than Dennis Rodman. Are they out of their fucking mind? Aurelio's. Oh, I haven't had Aurelio's in so long. Aurelio's for me is the best tavern pizza in Chicago. Who said that? Brandon Bass? Hell yeah, Brandon. I haven't. Payquads all the way? I don't know if I've had Payquads. A Greek town. Patrick, you stay in the city or where? We're actually in Dallas, Texas. So not in Chicago. I grew up in Chicago though. Chat Sports Studios are down here in Dallas, so I know all about barbecue now. Don't not too much great pizza down here in Dallas, but Pequods? Yeah, never had Pequods. Italian Fiesta? Have not had that either. Yeah, no, my favorite has been for a couple years now. Millie's and Geno's. I really like Lou Malnati's Tavern, but my favorite tavern, probably Aurelio's. Aurelio's has really good tavern. There used to be this pizza place. So I grew up in LaGrange. There used to be a pizza place in Brookfield called Alex and Analdo's. It ended up closing down. I'd be shocked if anybody in the live chat knows Alex and Analdo's, but that was my favorite tavern pizza. My dad and I used to get that all the time. Pecan Lodge in Deep Elm. I've been there before. Pecan Lodge is pretty good. Not the best barbecue place. Probably Terry Black's. Terry Black's blew me away. I still got to get out the Hutchinson's, but Uncle Remy's. Italian Fiesta. All right, so you're really going the bat for Italian Fiesta. I might have to try that. So people are saying Italian Fiesta is best. All right, I got to look this up. Best tavern pizza. This is also why I love the second round of the NBA draft. You have no idea what we're going to talk about. We were just talking about the Bulls for the first 30 minutes. Now it's just been a pizza show. That's Seth saying, Patrick, take Harrison Graham out here and show him the ropes. Harry went to Chicago the last 2 summers. I think Harry went to Giordano's, got that, but yeah, definitely. I'll show Harrison Graham show him some good spots out there. Pat Shanahan, talking about Trevin Brazil out of Arkansas. Um, very good. Um, very good athlete. Would like him at 38. I would not have liked him in the first round, but 38, absolutely. See, Harry doesn't know pizza food, or what did you call it? He doesn't know ball like you as far as food. Um, yeah, Harry doesn't know pizza and Italian sausage like I do, but he know pause. He knows. Geez, man. Uh, he knows barbecue more than I do, so we'll give him that. Can't believe that just came out of my mouth. Harry doesn't know Italian sausage like I do. That's getting clipped. That's brutal, man. Jesus Christ. Whoa. I was about to just go on and act like nobody heard that, but I had to pause that. Yeah, you guys are getting a kick out of that. Harry Carries is good. I like Harry Carries. That's solid. Flagrant foul, absolutely right there. Jeez Louise, man. Who do you like at 38? I like Tyler Nickel, shooter out of Vandy. Richie Saunders would like him. Isaiah Evans, I'm not even really considering him a possibility. Vasar, apparently he's not going to get past the Cavs at 34. But the NBA draft has started. ESPN just decided to start their pre-draft show, so Knicks are on the clock. Garrett Popcorn. Oh yeah, gotta put Harry on the Garrett Popcorn. Foul. 2 free throws for SGA. Knicks are trading. There you go. And the Houston Rockets are moving up. Houston Rockets will be on the clock. The New York Knicks are trading out of pick 31. But if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Daily Bulls content here, live for the entire draft. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Show us some support here on the channel. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So the Houston Rockets now on the clock. Alrighty. Oh my god. All right, push this across. Thoughts on the logo? The Houston Rockets logo, I think it's horrible. Like they just took their old logo, put the name on top, and put it on a yield sign. It's just an up. Like I think it's one of the worst logos in all of sports. It makes no sense. Yeah, it's a yield logo. Kitus does kind of look like the Nats patch logo, which I think Chug said that's what they're kind of going for. Yeah, here's the trade. So the Knicks move down to 39. Ooh, you could take a guy the Knicks want before then. So they jump up 2 spots, and they also get a 2029 second-round pick. NBA is hilarious. Looks like a middle schooler made it. Yeah, I just don't get what they're going for there. It's bad. Thought you was a mini fan. I am a mini fan. I was born in Minnesota, grew up in Chicago. As breaking news, the Bulls are trading Patrick Williams to Houston for a rib dinner. That would be sweet. The Houston Doritos. That's good. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they said the draft was going to start at 7 o'clock, but they don't even look like they're close to starting this. No, there's nothing. All right, so the Knicks continue the trade down. What is that logo? I don't know. Yeah, Houston Doritos. That's funny. I think I see that logo on fire trucks. Yeah, not great for the Rockets. Not great. Patrick Williams going to retire a Bull. I mean, man, he's got 3 more years. He's got 3 more years left. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Rockets on the clock though. Gotta think who the Rockets could potentially go. You want to pull up the best available here, Dylan? All right, so Trevin Brazil, Isaiah Evans, Malik Thomas, and Vessar. You got any idea where the Rockets could go here? Little prediction?
I could see Evans possibly just because the Knicks drafted Carr yesterday and he's not going there. And I think it'd be hilarious if this is the Knicks pick and Evans gets taken here.
Yep. I could see Isaiah Evans. They need another guard. I doubt they go a big. Doubt they go Brazil. Maybe they go Malik Thomas. Malik Thomas does seem like an Ime Udoka guy. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. I'll say that and hide a little bit, but I thought you were hilarious last night fighting off the trolls after the Swain pick. Listen, I just think it's one of those things where obviously I wanted Cameron Carr too. That was the guy I had my eyes set on. And I think a lot of Bulls fans did really get enamored with the idea of Wilson and Carr and both those guys where it's like Swain's right up there, man. Do you do the Jets report as well? I used to do the Jets report. I actually handed that over to a real New York Jets fan. But I am a diehard Bulls fan, diehard Minnesota Vikings fan. Kill me for it. I had a viral clip. I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter. Some Bears Twitter account. It was after the Bears hit a game-winning field goal against the Vikings, and at the end, I just go, I effing hate the Chicago Bears. It ended up getting like 700,000 views on Twitter. It was pretty damn funny. Pretty damn funny. I mean, this logo looks hilarious on the clock graphic.
It looks like a down arrow.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I don't like that. Kitus, I remember that. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, no. Diehard Bulls, Cubs, Blackhawks. Heard mixed reviews on the Blackhawks trade yesterday. I mean, you trade the 4th and 45th pick for 2 players. We'll see. We'll see. Cubs down 3-1 right now in the doubleheader against the Mets.
Yankees are teeing off against Skubal right now.
Skubal getting shelled by the Yanks. The Doritos are on the clock. Yes, sir. The Rockets away team logo would be Cool Ranch. Is this draft starting at 7 o'clock, or what's going on? All right, looks like I think we're done. All right, I think Silver is finally going to take the stand.
Tatum, maybe?
Could take a Tega. JJ, was it all negative? I heard one. One of them was positive. Yeah, they're taking their time here. Can you pre-order GTA 6 tonight, Kitus? I didn't know that. Spicy chili flavored are the alternate unis. All right, Houston Rockets are on the clock, but we got 270 people in the building. If you guys are ready for day 2 of the 2026 NBA draft to start, just hit me with those goes down below in the comments section. We'll give you guys some shout outs here. Get the comment section fired up. Give me those goes down below in the comments section. We'll give you guys some shout outs here to everybody hanging out in the building. Confusion in the house. Hopefully you can get over it, confusion. But give me those goes in the live chat. We'll give you guys some shout outs here. Pat Shanahan in the building. Jordan King saying, I got a wedding to pay for, or else I'd get GTA 6. Fair enough. Purple Rain Tears right now. I'm sorry, Confusion. I'm sorry. Let's go get a shooter. I'm with you. I'm with you. Chi-Town Rep saying my dad's a Vikings fan too. Shout out to your dad. Next Level saying, yeah. Yeah, we can all agree on F the Packers. Like, at least we're all, connected there. Next Level in the building. Kitus in the house. Jeff Bartlett, what's going on? BD saying, get a lady like I do that is paying for the wedding. You lucky little duck. Jeff Bartlett in the house. David Storm saying, go Bulls. Shout out to you. Houston Rockets are on the clock. Eventually. We'll see what happens.
Looks like we're starting to get somewhere.
Yeah, they're starting to show some draft graphics. But seriously, though, we have to get rid of P. Will. I don't even want him shaking Caleb Wilson's hand. Yeah, like if Patrick Williams, like if Caleb Wilson got to Chicago and he's like texting the Bulls group chat, like, hey, anybody want to go get food? Patrick Williams says yes. If I'm Caleb Wilson, I'm saying, like, oh, I'm sick. I can't go. Like, I want him far away from Patrick Williams as possible. Shot Bang in the building saying go. Chi-Town Rep saying go Bulls, F the Packers. No, I never wanted to pick Patrick Williams. That was the first draft where, and I was in college, I was all in on Denny Advia. And it took Denny Advia a couple years to really find his feet in the NBA. Patrick Williams was like, he wasn't even really considered for the Bulls at 4. I mean, he averaged 8 points a game and was a 6th man at Florida State. I can't believe that they actually ended up taking him. That was Arturis' first draft back in 2019, 2020, 2021, one of those years, but still really, really bad. Patrick Williams not even in the group chat. That's funny. There's no chance Patrick Williams pulls a Lauri Markkanen. I will promise that. Lauri Markkanen at least showed something on the Bulls. Like, I wasn't a fan of the Lauri trade when it happened. Lauri at least showed some promise. I can't believe they let him go too. This team's been a disaster for so long. Only person getting food with P. Will is AK. Oh, AK and P. Will are probably still best buds. Gave him that $90 million, fully guaranteed as well. Yeah, Patrick Williams being the 4th overall pick was egregious. What was the
Oh, Sham's talking about Jaylen Brown right now.
Is he? Jaylen Brown. That was 2020. Let me just go back and look at that 2020 draft class real quick. Yeah, Patrick Williams, 4th overall. So it was Ant Edwards, number 1. James Wiseman, LaMelo. Oh, yeah, this is the draft for the Bulls. Got everybody else. So Isaac Okoro went 5th, same as Patrick Williams. Aneka Okongwu went 6th. Would have rather had him. Killian Hayes went 7. Obviously, no. Obi Toppin, fine. Devin Vassell went 11. Jalen Smith went 10. Denny Advia went 9. Tyrese Halliburton went 12. Nobody was taking Halliburton at 4, so can't even kill him for that. Aaron Nesmith, I was a fan of, I remember. Isaiah Stewart went 16th. Josh Green, Sadiq Bey, Zeke Naji, Emmanuel quickly went 25th. Pritchard, Jaden McDaniels fell all the way to 28. As we do have Mark Tatum taking the podium here. If everybody could, get the boos down below in the live chat. Oh, God, Mark Tatum every single year. Not the biggest fan of Mark Tatum. Get the boos in the live chat. Shout out to Jesse Kitus in the building. It looks like this draft is finally going to begin. Get the boos in the chat.
Could boo Jason Tatum too.
What if the Lakers take Bryce James with 56?
I mean, LeBron stays there though.
Absolutely. Oh, classic NBA. Rockets are on the clock. Let's just go full Knicks in the background. Say the Knicks are on the clock. It's a horrible product sometimes. Yeah, boo Patrick Williams too. Go for it. Boo Jason Tatum. I like Richie Saunders. Just Richie Saunders won't be ready to go until like January because of the torn ACL.
Is the clock even a start?
All right, so the Rockets are officially on the clock, but I don't think the timer has started yet.
The Doritos are on the clock.
Yeah, the Houston Doritos are there. Whoever said the Houston Doritos at first, that's a great poll. Arrow Production saying, Dylan, change the text to boo Patrick Williams. We'll be nice to Patrick Williams right now. He doesn't need to catch any more strays than he already does. The Rockets are on the clock. They flipped it with the New York Knicks. Big Diesel saying, I think Swain Pro Comps is between Obi Toppin and Trevor Ariza. Obi Toppin and Trevor Ariza. I don't see that. I'm sorry. I just think it's just Swain, like, it's just his handle that I think makes him different. Like, if Swain didn't have a handle, all right, I could absolutely see Obi Toppin or Trevor Ariza as well. I see certain parts of their game in Swain's game, but Swain just has an ISO score, great handle, like, just overall a better player. As wow, a shocker here at 31. I guess that's Bruce Thornton. Yeah, the Houston Rockets are going to take Ohio State guard Bruce Thornton. I'm shocked they went him over Emmanuel Sharp. Bruce Thornton, I mean, he falls in that same bucket of four-year college player, veteran guard, kind of in the same bucket as Emmanuel Sharp, those same guys. But the fact that he's the first pick here in the second round is a bit of a shocker to me. Holy cow there. Bold move by the Rockets to trade up for Bruce Thornton. I mean, did they think the Knicks were going to take Bruce Thornton? Maybe other teams had Thornton higher than I did. Yeah. I like Thornton, but why the trade up? Yeah, I don't really get the trade up either. The team I hate is on the clock. The Grizzlies. One more player dropping for us. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is good for us that Bruce Thornton just got picked. Tyler Nickel, come on down. Yeah, we had him at number 58 on our big board, so definitely reach here from Houston. Really stocky frame, though, physical player. Absorbs contact really well. Can create his own looks. He's a good ball handler. Really, really good shooting mechanics. Like his release point. Good shooter this past season at Ohio State. Not the best defender, but I think the Rockets here, maybe they're trying to find a guy like Fred VanVleet, where they need another scorer off the bench, and he was a guy that did fill it up. I mean, playing in the Big Ten and averaging 20 points a game, 55% from the field, and 40% from three. Definitely not nothing. So, bold pick, but if that's their guy, that's their guy. So, don't hate this for the Houston Rockets. Just definitely pretty bold. I mean, didn't really think there was a need for them to trade up, but clearly they maybe got some intel that one of the teams before them were going to, ended up taking them. But the Knicks auctioned the pick. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sounded like the Celtics are still trying to trade Jaylen Brown. Grizzlies logo is cool. Yeah, Grizzlies have a good logo. They're not even showing the new Rockets logo on the ticker or on the screen. So Bruce Thornton. He's Ohio State's all-time leading scorer. I mean, he's been great in college. It's a little bold, but I listen, I don't hate it. Super smooth jump shot. Very, very productive for Ohio State. Now, maybe I'm misremembering this, but I feel like in big games, he didn't play his best. At least this past season for Ohio State. But good prospect. Don't hate this for the Rockets. It's a bold move. Let's see if it pays off. What are we thinking about Peyton Watson in free agency? Bulls don't have a chance to get him. I mean, they would have to use all $30 million they have, and I actually don't think that would be the right move. Like, he would just take shots away, and he'd take away just ball handling responsibilities from a lot of the wings that I think even though Peyton Watson would probably step onto the Bulls roster and be one of their better players, you got to develop these young guys. And you can develop a lot in the offseason, but a lot of the development just comes through just growing pains of an NBA season where you just got to throw these guys out there to the Wolves, get them accustomed to the game. So I'd probably say no on Peyton Watson, because you're going to have to give him a lot of money. And, the Bulls, I think still with the rest of their cap space, go get more veterans, go take on some bad contracts, get future draft capital. And it's actually what I think the Bulls are going to do. I don't think they're going to go get a big ticket guy, because I think they kind of proved that to us with Nick Claxton in that trade, where they could have used all that cap space and went and signed to Kessler, or threw a ridiculous offer at Jalen Duren and made the Pistons match. But yeah, same thing about Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy's a hell of a basketball player. He's probably a top 40 player in the league. I just don't really think the Bulls, it's worth all the assets that you would have to give up. I just don't think it's worth it. As pick 32 for the Memphis Grizzlies is in Richie Saunders. So they go get the shooter out of BYU. Wow. That's good. Oh, yeah, you're a Grizzlies guy. Yeah, that's big. Yeah, Richie's a sniper from downtown. See when he'll be ready to go. Obviously won't be playing in the Summer League this year for Memphis, coming off that torn ACL. But one of the best college players over the last couple of years. Really sucked that he got hurt this past season, because I actually thought him and DeBonsa could have made some noise in the tournament. But here's one of the shooters off the board that I would have wanted for the Chicago Bulls. But Memphis needs shooting. Like the fit there, really. I mean, you got Cedric Coward, Cam Boozer. You also got Kareem Lopez. So they got a bunch of athletes. Not necessarily a lot of good shooting on that team, but he'll fit a need. And good pickup for the Grizzlies. Also, Grizzlies, sneaky, just great drafting team over the last couple of years. Even though it hasn't really worked out for Memphis, really trust their scouting department. So the fact that they're cool with Richie coming off a torn ACL, like this pick though. Did not think they were going to go in this direction. So that's a bit of a shocker there. But Richie Saunders was one of my favorite players in college basketball over the last couple of seasons. Before he got hurt this past year, was putting up almost 7 3-pointers a game. Shooting 37.6%, average 18 a night. Solid rebounder for his size. Now, we had him 37th on our big board, but he's a sniper, man. Very, very quick release as well. It's kind of like in that Alex Caravan mold, so, like this from Memphis, that they're able to get him in the second round. Not a great athlete. Plays really hard, though. This, pretty much any buzzword that you would use about a typical white shooter in the NBA, Richie Saunders fits that bill. So I like this for Memphis, though. Fits a need on their roster. And, the Grizzlies, you still got – we'll see if John Morant's on the team in October. I'll probably put my money on no. But Aldama's still there. Got Walter Clayton in the Jaren Jackson trade. Scottie Pippen Jr. is there. Jalen Wells is a stud. Cam Spencer showed some pop this past season. Gigi Jackson's still good. Taylor Hendricks hasn't clicked yet in the NBA, but I still am a big Taylor Hendricks guy. And also Taj Gibson still on the Grizzlies roster, so shout out to Taj. Good haul for the Grizzlies here. Again, Really good drafting team. I feel like every single year they do a fantastic job in the draft. So, like that pick for Memphis. But that does take a shooter off the board. So hopefully Tyler Nickel is there. You like anyone for the Wolves here? For the T-Wolves, I don't really know. I mean, Isaiah Evans, definitely for the T-Wolves. Man, you're a winning team. Add him to that bunch. I mean, he'd probably fit in right very, very well. Who do you want the Bulls to sign in free agency? This is kind of lame, but like, I don't really think anybody. I'd rather the Bulls use that cap space to take on some bad contracts. That's why I don't think they're going to be too active during free agency. Yeah, I'd probably go Isaiah Evans. I mean, you already got Gobert and Yoan Berger, so I don't think Vasar makes too much sense. But, yeah, probably Isaiah Evans makes the most sense for Minnesota here. Yeah, enough with the Patrick Williams slander. We all know he has not worked out, but still on the team. You can still turn it around. Richie Saunders he's got a tater tot sponsorship. I would assume. Is this Isaiah Evans? Yeah, T-Wolves get Isaiah Evans. A great pick. Trade down from 28 to get Isaiah Evans. That's a hell of a pick by the T-Wolves. Yep. That was it. Isaiah Evans, probably the best shooter remaining. Him or Tyler Nickel. Yeah, him, Io, and I mean, it just fits into what they've been doing. You don't like it, Confusion? I think Isaiah Evans is a hell of a pick. I think that's a great pick for Minnesota. He's probably the top guy left on the big board. All right, now the Cleveland Cavaliers are on the clock. Yeah, Io re-upped. He re-upped with the Minnesota Timberwolves. It was 22.5 a year. I'm guessing this is Henry Vasar for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They need a backup center, the Jared Allen. Probably what I would say. Cavs are on the clock. Yeah, good deal for Io. 22.5 a year for Io is a steal in my opinion. And he also got paid out. Hey, Jordan King, I'm writing that down. That's a good idea. I don't know if the Pistons. Take that back. They actually might.
I mean, they just traded for him last offseason.
Might want to use that money elsewhere if you're Detroit. I don't hate that. I mean, if you're Isaiah Evans, you're absolutely thrilled that you just went to Minnesota.
It's such a pure jump shot.
Oh, it's super smooth. It's also pretty twitchy too. Obviously the ceiling's not very high, but I don't know. When I see Isaiah Evans, I see I see somebody who's gonna be playing big time playoff games. He'll be like if you're watching like the Spurs, Thunder, like Spurs, Knicks. Like he just feels like a guy that could be out there on the floor. Really good shooter, good competitor. Had a lot of big time buckets for Duke this past season. When I was going back and watching his highlights last night, the amount of times like they're down 30 seconds left, or they're down 2, a minute left, and he'll hit a 3 or get a big time bucket. Yeah, Isaiah Evans was pretty damn good. So Ryan Conwell still on the board for the Bulls. Tyler Nickel, still one of my top guys. Assuming Vasar goes here to the Cleveland Cavaliers, the 7-footer out of North Carolina, is actually it's now looking like it'll be Malik Thomas at 34. So that was our top guard available here. So it looks like Malik Thomas might be the pick at 14. But Tyler Nickel, my guy, Tega Owe, really, Otega Owe or Nickel, I'm cool with either of those guys. I think those would be both solid pickups. Otega's not the best shooter, but again, like when he was a guy that just had such a high volume at Kansas or at Kentucky. Kevin Huerter got hot at times from 3. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Kevin Huerter back on the Bulls. Huerter was good for the Bulls, but then he went to Detroit. Wasn't really in their rotation. Yeah, Kevin Huerter would black out. Yeah, so it is looking like it's going to be Malik Thomas here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, so they get the twitchy guard out of Arkansas. Oh, I know. You guys used to say I looked like Kevin Huerter all the time when he was on the Bulls. But yeah, Malik Thomas, I mean, very twitchy guard. He's got an unorthodox jump shot. Shot a ridiculous percentage from 3 this past season. Pretty sure he ended up taking like 7 a game at the end of the year. Really just played off ball next to Darius Acuff, but yeah, 43% from the field as a whole, 41.6% from downtown. Just pretty damn insane. His jump shot's super quick. I don't love the form and just the overall how he gets to his release point, but he also doesn't hold the follow through ever. But then sometimes he would. Like when I was really being very critical when I was watching him. Like sometimes with his jumper, like he would just shoot it up, pull down his hand right away, and then sometimes he would stick it. And I just think he was very inconsistent with how he shot the basketball. But for the Cavs, taking a chance on a guy, don't hate it. Don't hate it. Would I want the Bulls to trade for Fox? You would have to get a lot of draft capital for that.
Also, Fox doesn't really fit with what the Bulls want to do.
Yeah, I mean his contract's brutal. I think people are. I mean, Fox was playing on a sprained ankle throughout the entire playoffs, but he had a really bad showing in the finals. He was really good during the regular season, really good during the first 2 rounds. But yeah, I'm probably good on De'Aaron Fox. Contract's just too much, and plus it's a 4-year bad contract. Like if it's a 2-year bad contract, like a Ja Morant, okay, maybe that makes a little more sense for the Bulls. But like, hey, you're assuming in 3 years from now, where you're probably saying that's probably when the Bulls are trying to win a lot of basketball games, and having a bad contract like that could definitely hinder that team. Cade Tyson. All right, I'll keep an eye on him. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Colin Sexton back. Just as like an off the bench guard. Wouldn't hate that. I mean, he gives good energy. Good competitor. Malik Thomas going to Cleveland. Still a young kid. He's still 19 years old, so a lot of room to develop. Probably would take him a couple years, but This draft room's hilarious. They have 8 tables and like a mini fan section. Nikola Jokic drafted at pick 41. Now with the Nuggets on the clock at pick 35. Yeah, Emmanuel Sharp is still available. You guys got to drop the Patrick Williams conversation in the live chat. Who cares? He's like the 8th, 9th man on this basketball team. Is he on a bad contract? Yes. Has he not lived up to being the 4th overall pick? Yes. But who cares? He's still a Bull. I'll tell you what, season rolls around, I'll be cheering for Patrick Williams, and I'm sure all of you guys would be as well. It's not his fault Arturis gave him $90 million. That's AK's fault. If you guys want to curse anybody out, it should be Arturis, not Patrick Williams. Do I think he sucks? Do I think he's the worst basketball player in the NBA? Probably, but we all know this. It's nothing new. It's not like P. Will just went and robbed the Bulls organization for $90 million. It was that moron Arturis Karnisovas. As the Nuggets pick is in. And all the people hating on Patrick Williams, we will be rooting for him when the season rolls around.
He's not even in the starting lineup anymore.
Patrick Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he'll play 10, 12 minutes a game for this team. Who will Oklahoma City take? That's a good question. They seem like they could go get Nickel. Get another shooter there. And OKC, it's just like they could do whatever. JB, nobody cares what your dad thinks. You guys are unreal. That's a good point, Brett Johnson. What if that Patrick Williams draft pick and giving him that contract, it all led us to Caleb Wilson and Dalen Swain and getting Arturis fired? Maybe we should be thanking Patrick Williams. Oh, re-sign Cristiano Felicio. As Trevin Brazil just went to the Denver Nuggets. They're getting the super, super athletic wing. Really, really freaky, man. He's got like the broadest shoulders I've ever seen on an NBA player. Super, super raw. Like he's just he just runs and gets out in transition, gives you high energy on defense, dunks it here and there. So
him and Aaron Gordon side by side.
Yeah, don't hate it. I mean, he gets to learn from Aaron Gordon, which is probably the role he should try to embrace. Thoughts on Bryce Hopkins? Oh, my Biggie's bias might come out right now, but Bryce Hopkins, before he got hurt at Providence, when he was a true sophomore, he was going to be one of the best players in the country. Went to St. John's this past season, played decent hoops there, but just never was the same guy. But I do like him. Maybe not at pick 38, but like him a little bit. I'm about to ban the words P. Will, Patrick, and Williams in the live chat. Yeah, Mr. Battle. That is a good point, though. His failures led us to Caleb Wilson and a new coach. And what if Tiago's got a plan for P-Dub? Baby Kawhi. That Bulls fans, we got to collectively agree. Calling him the next Kawhi Leonard collectively as a fan base and him turning out the way he did. One of the worst takes that, like a consensus take that a fan base had. Bryce Hopkins from Fenwick? Did he go to Fenwick? I don't think he went to Fenwick. Oh, Chi-Town rep. The whole fan base called him Baby Kawhi Leonard.
feel like that's every prospect now that comes out and has some bit of like defensive intensity.
It's like every 6'8" wing who, like, freak athlete, good defender, and it's like, oh, if he can just develop that shot. Um, Sometimes those guys work. Like sometimes it turns out to be Trey Murphy,
OG.
OG. Sometimes it turns out to be Patrick Williams. No, we're not getting Jalen Duren from the Pistons. I believe Splitter can develop him into a good bench player. I really want him to gain some confidence and play with intensity. Yeah, that's what we've been waiting for. I mean, now he's got the nickname Passive P for a reason. If he could just lean into being a good defender, like he's got the physical attributes to be a good defender. The Clippers just took Baba Miller, big guy out of Cincinnati. I had some interest in Baba. Had a really good game at Kansas this past season, where Cincinnati actually went into Kansas and won, which was insane. Huge upset, but yeah, Baba Miller's good. I like that. I like to pick up for the Los Angeles Clippers. But here's our updated list. So Thunder on the clock, and then it's the Bulls' turn to pick. I'm cool with either of these four guys on the screen right now. Vasar, I'm not the biggest Vasar guy, but getting a guy who's 7 foot tall who shot 42% from three and good shot blocker, if he just gets the motor going, could be a player. Tyler Nickel's my number one guy, though. Tyler Nickel, Otega Owe, I'd like Jacoby Gillespie, Quaidar Copeland. He's a good athlete from NC State. Seth Trimble kind of fits that Isaiah Evans, Braden Burries, Aaron Nakaruma. I think I just nailed that. I was trying to nail that for about 10 minutes before we went live, talking to my guy Rolly about it. Yeah. Nakaruma. I'm pretty sure that's it. Jaden Bradley, though, again, in that veteran guard, 4-year player mold. When I hate him, Nick Martinelli, shout out to Northwestern. He could be a guy for the Bulls. Dylan Mitchell, Emmanuel Sharp. I like Ryan Conwell a lot. So overall, like, you got some good options here at 38. For the Chicago Bulls. If you guys let me know, who do you guys want the Bulls to draft here? Picks should be coming up here in about 10 minutes or so. Who do you guys want the Chicago Bulls to draft at pick number 38? Tyler Nickel's my guy, a pure shooter. Reminds me of Duncan Robinson. Max Strus, that type of mold there. So would not hate that for Chicago.
It's true. Vasar already has chemistry with Caleb.
Yeah, it would be sweet to get the two North Carolina guys. Yeah, wouldn't hate Vasar. Don't want Seth Trimble.
Just get every single UNC guy.
Yeah. Vasar, Smith, Mitchell, or Bradley. I like Bradley a lot. You guys are out on Trimble. All right. Guess we're not getting Seth. I didn't hate him. Better be a shooting guard. Got your two guard of the future, though, in Swain. Also, that was driving me crazy yesterday on Bulls Twitter. I forget who it was. It was another Bulls content creator. And he was like going back and forth with people about saying that Dalen Swain can't play the guard. Dalen Swain was literally a point guard this past season at Texas. And if I had to say who is the best ball handling ability in this year's draft class, you could make an argument for Dalen Swain. So a couple content creators, a couple Bulls fans saying like, dude, Dalen Swain's a wing. What are you talking about? It's just like, you don't know what you're talking about. You clearly did not watch Dalen Swain whatsoever. He was raised as a guard. That was his game. So I would like another shooter here, but you do have your shooting guard though of the future. That's why Vasar does make some sense, just because Nick Claxton's on a 2-year deal. A Claxton, Jalen Smith, Vasar center trio wouldn't be bad. Yeah, wouldn't hate that. That's what I'd probably put at Brandon Bass. He's a combo guard in the NBA. Like, he's a mix between a 1 and a 2. Can play some 3 if you need him to. But D Swain over D Wade. I like that. The scroll shout out. Alrighty, here we go. Oklahoma City Thunder on the clock. We'll see which direction they decide to go here after getting Ade Mora and Bennett Sturts in the first round. I like Nick Martinelli. Martinelli's solid. Yeah, Thunder for a team that won the championship 2 years ago and was a very dominant team this past season. I mean, they won 64 games and lost in 7 in the conference finals. And now you get Mara and Bennett Sturts, and they also didn't have A.J. Mitchell or Jalen Williams, and they were a game away from the finals. I still think they should probably be the favorites heading into the next season. Them or the Spurs. I mean, the Spurs, the thing about the Spurs, and no team is going to get better this offseason than the San Antonio Spurs, no matter what any team does. A team could have a great free agency, go have a great draft. No team will improve as much as the San Antonio Spurs, and it's just because of their young guys developing. Dylan Harper is going to be 21 next year. So he'll have he'll have his first offseason in the NBA, just work on his game. Steph Castle will be entering year 3, and Wemby's just entering year 4. I mean, they're going to take huge strides there. So we'll see what they decide to do. I mean, I also love what they did in the draft, getting Quaintance and Terrace Reed. Go get some physicality next to Victor Wembanyama. Also, I don't think they want Wemby playing 40 minutes a game, even in big-time playoff spots. So I think just giving them some flexibility of having that, constant center rotation. Love what they have done. But the Thunder pick is in at 37. And then the Chicago Bulls will be on the clock as Mark Tatum will take the podium. No Tyler Nickel. I can at least have that dream there for a little bit. Oh, my God. Ryan Conwell to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Wow. So they wanted Dalen Swain, and then they go get the other Xavier guard, Ryan Conwell. Ryan Conwell. I guess Slack Colin. Wow, Ryan Conwell. Former Xavier guard. Really good on-ball defender, can move his feet well. He's got a pure stroke. He didn't shoot a great percentage this past year at Louisville, but he's putting up 10 shots a game from beyond the arc. Something he is a very good shooter. Not the best playmaker. See him more of as a shooting guard, but like Conwell could be a guy they're probably viewing as like, oh, we drafted A.J. Mitchell, a lefty combo guard. Well, let's just do the same thing here with Ryan Conwell. But Chicago Bulls on the clock. We got a bunch of good options here. What? The Miami Heat just got Ryan Conwell. God fucking damn it. God damn it. Damn, the Heat just got Ryan Conwell. That's brutal. All right, but shift to the Chicago Bulls here. They are on the clock at pick number 38. Henry Vesar is a guy, or Vesar. Emmanuel Sharp coming in from Jalen Hurts with a $2 super chat. Vesar. Yeah, Vesar. I'm going to call him 3 different last names during the video. A lot of people want Vesar. I'm cool with it as the Bulls pick is in. So here we go. They got this up right away. Tyler Nickel. I mean, if you get Henry Vasar, I would love that. I would absolutely love Henry Vasar. Just get another center. I'd love Tyler Nickel, Tega Owe. I wonder if dark horse for the Bulls, Toby Awaka, backup big man for Arizona this past season. See what the Bulls decide to do here. If you want to go the best three-point shooter, it's probably Tyler Nickel. But you guys let me know. Who should the Bulls draft? Vasar would be a good option. Wouldn't hate that as well. We got Luigi. Luigi went to Villanova. The Oklahoma City Thunder helping out the Miami Heat. What are we doing? Ryan Kahn was going to step in and play for them right away. I hate that. Emmanuel Sharp. Don't hate Emmanuel Sharp. Otega Owe. Not bad either. Yeah, this is the only pick tonight for the Chicago Bulls. Trade away pick 56 for cash. So this will be their only selection tonight unless they do end up buying back in. Never mind. The Bulls will not be picking at 38. Alrighty, the Pacers are trading up. Never mind. Yeah, that Braden Smith is going to the Indiana Pacers. So the Bulls just traded out. We'll see what they do, or what the trade is. Just got Braden Smith. So the Pacers get Braden Smith, guard out of Purdue. Alrighty. So what pick, do you have like can you see where the Pacers were next in the second round? Just what pick they had? I mean, I'm guessing the Bulls just got their pick there. I think if you just scroll down and on the clock, you should be able to see it. Let's see it up on screen now. So the Bulls just, the Pacers have a second round pick? Here, I got this. No, I don't. Wait, hold on. The Pacers didn't have a second round pick. What are the Bulls getting here? The Pacers did not have a second round pick. I don't know. Wait. I think the Bulls are getting a player here. Or maybe a future pick, because they didn't have a second. I mean, the Bulls are not making a pick tonight. It can't just be cash. You're not. Oh my God! If they just sent pick 38 just for cash, what are we doing? Cam Jones. Is that official? Cam Jones? Who had that, Dylan? So Cam Jones. Bulls get Cam Jones here. Okay. Alrighty. Well, No short. Let's just do a cut. Just want to mesh that in production. We'll still do a cut. All right. So the Bulls are getting Cam Jones, future pick swaps, and cash. So we're loaded up on cash considerations. Hey, as a Big East guy, I love Cam Jones. He was a baller in college. He's kind of like Ryan Conwell a little bit. I like Cam Jones. Pretty underwhelming from Bulls' perspective here, but this past season barely played 4 points a game, 16 minutes a game. Just message in production saying we're still going to do a cut on the trade. There's at Mike. Okay, so the Bulls get Cam Jones. Alrighty. I think just flow wise doing. Just come out to the trade. Show the other cash considerations trade too. Okay, we got about 15 people out there, so we should be able to get it done. Yeah, just kind of grab a couple photos. His stats in the NBA won't yeah, if you want to get his college stats, that'd be great. Alrighty, so the Bulls get Cam Jones. Guard who went to Marquette. Watch him play at Marquette. He was a hell of a player at Marquette. Hasn't done much in the NBA so far in just 1 year, but fan of his game. I mean, really am. Lefty scorer, can get downhill pretty well. Good shooter. Curious to see what type of role he'll play in the NBA, but like, interesting move here from Bryson Graham that he ends up going. Maybe this makes me think that they wanted Ryan Conwell because Ryan Conwell and Cam Jones play pretty similarly. So yeah, that's a interesting move. Pretty anticlimactic though for the Chicago Bulls. Oh, check Kyle. All right, so the Bulls get Cam Jones here. They don't, so they're not going to be making a pick tonight. Still could buy back in. Alrighty. Well, Cam Jones, I mean, he was a hell of a college player, filled it up for Marquette. I'm guessing the Bulls wanted Ryan Conwell and obviously saw that they couldn't land him, and then they just got like Ryan Conwell light in Cam Jones. I mean, very similar players, both played basketball in the Big East, lefty guards that undersized, not the best shooters. But yeah, that's something. Did not see that. Of course they go Big East. Alrighty. How, I mean, alrighty. So Cam Jones, lefty guard out of Marquette. Lefty guard was with the Pacers this past season. Solid player. I really think the Bulls wanted Ryan Conwell here. Alrighty. We'll dive into this cut here real quick. Diving into the trades. Looks like the Bulls aren't making a pick tonight, but they do pick up a player in Cam Jones, who I'm a fan of his game. So it's him back at the day at Marquette. Yeah, I say we just start on the trade. And we go there. It's kind of spitball. Then we could still do you could just re-hit some Swain and Caleb stuff after the in the second part. Yeah, we'll just go Cam Jones and then go there. I mean, what are we doing? Yeah, no, I don't mind this for the Bulls at all. I'm just talking about what is going out or what are people doing in the fucking pit. All right, Tego Owe just went 41st in the draft. All right, if you just want to message in there, we're getting into the cut right now. All right, we'll get you guys everything you need to know on Cam Jones and this trade. Listen, Cam Jones was a hell of a college player. He only had 1 year for the as wow. The Detroit Pistons are sending Isaiah Stewart to the Memphis Grizzlies. Wow. All righty, let's dive into it. We'll talk about Cam Jones here. Trade with the Bulls. Let's dive into it. Shout out to all the real ones for being in the building today. Try to sell you guys on this Cam Jones thing. Obviously, it's pretty underwhelming, anticlimactic that they didn't have a draft in a guy, but I still like Cam Jones a lot as a player. So we'll go there. All right, let's dive into it. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Bulls Report by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Seatman, and we have a trade for you guys today. As we all anticipated the Bulls making the selection at pick 38, no, they actually ended up trading that selection. So we'll break it down on today's show. But today's show is presented by Prize Picks. Now, the Bulls came into today with pick 38 and pick 56 in the second round of the 2026 NBA draft, and they left with neither of those picks. And in the Cam Jones deal, they obviously ended up getting Cam Jones, former guard from Marquette. My initial reaction to this was very anticlimactic. You know, not the sexiest move to trade your second-round pick for a guy who was a second-rounder this previous season. But Cam Jones plays a very similar style of basketball to somebody like Ryan Conwell. And Ryan Conwell literally went the pick before to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then they traded that to the Miami Heat. Both lefty guards like to get downhill, use their bodies pretty well, streaky shooters. But I think the Bulls' plan was to take Ryan Conwell. Then once Conwell was off the board, maybe they already had a preset offer with the Indiana Pacers. Be like, hey, if our guy's not there, we'll take your guys. You know, Big East guards, very, very similar style. But the Bulls got cash considerations again. And then the future pick swaps are to be announced. So not sure what they are right now. Now, when this trade originally happened, it was pick 38, obviously, and the Indiana Pacers didn't have a second-round pick. I was very curious to see what the Bulls were going to get in return. I didn't think it could have been like a guy like Aaron Nesmith, obviously, because that would have been overpaid by Indiana. But Cam Jones, not bad there. His college numbers were really solid. I mean, he was one of the better college players at Marquette over the last couple of seasons. His first year at Marquette, he barely played, averaging just 7.4 points per game. But then even as a sophomore, we saw that jump, went up to 15.1 points a game, went to 17.2 in his junior year. And then his senior year, really great stuff. It was 19.2 points per game, streaky three-point shooter. Like during his junior campaign, he took 6.5 three-pointers a game, shot 40% from downtown. You're like, oh, that's great. And then in 2024-25, his senior year, shot 6.1 three-pointers a game, only shot 31%. So a streaky like 14 minutes. Nothing from his NBA tape that you can really hang your hat on, but his college tape, pretty much just close your eyes and imagine if the Bulls drafted Ryan Conwell tonight. Like, that is the style of player that Cam Jones is. Solid Big East guard. He also has a physicality about his game I really like. And if you're thinking about Bulls roster construction here, we all wanted a shooter. I would have loved for the Bulls to take a guy like Tyler Nickel, shooter out of Vandy, but Richie Saunders was off the board. He already went. Alex Caravan went in the first round. I just don't think the Bulls loved any of the draft prospects here. And I'm curious if Bryson Graham, when he was with Atlanta this past season, I am guessing that they were huge fans of Cam Jones when he was coming out of college. Now, he was the 38th overall pick last year in the NBA draft. And the Bulls, funny enough, traded pick 38 for him. So you're getting a guy already with a year of experience in the NBA. He is older. I believe he is going to turn 25 years old this summer. No, yeah, 24 years old now. Turns 25 actually next February. But he was a 4-year college player, already has a year of experience. Again, this is not like the flashy trade. I can already see people, freaking out about this. Be like, oh man, why did we just trade pick 38 for Cam Jones? He was picked 38 last year. Really, really good 4-year college player for Marquette. He got better each and every season. Good size on him as a guard, 6'3", 202 pounds. Can get downhill, can get to this turnaround jump shot in the lane. That is really, really effective. So, listen, just go watch his highlights of him from Marquette. Dominated the Big East tournament over and over again as a junior, as a senior. Played some of his best basketball on the biggest stage in the Big East. So at pick 38, would have liked Ryan Conamo, would have liked, Tyler Nickel, one of these guys, but you just got the 38th pick from the year before. So don't necessarily think this is like a crash out or people should be freaking out about this, but you guys grade the trade for me. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F. Now, I do want to tell you guys about today's sponsor. That is our good friends at Prize Picks. And if you guys could use code HMA, we'll hook you guys up with $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. The app is really easy to use. Just pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. Prize Picks is available in most states, including California, Texas, Florida, New York, and, of course, Illinois. And it makes watching my favorite sporting events that much more enjoyable as I follow my lineup throughout the entire game. Now, if you're more of a baseball guy, you can choose stats such as hits, home runs, strikeouts, whatever it may be. But also if you're a football guy, they get stats such as sacks, receiving yards, receptions, rushing yards, touchdowns, whatever it may be. Prize Picks has you guys covered. So this is an example of a season-long lineup that we're rolling with for next football season. So fade those picks or tail them. Just do so at Prize Picks. Now, they also have a feature that allows you to follow your friends and others on the app like you would on any other social media platform. You guys can follow me on that at Pat Seeps to see all my lineups there. But sign up for Prize Picks with that promo code HMA, and we'll hook you guys up with $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Hit that link in the comment section and description of today's show. Alrighty, let's close out this show just kind of talking about the Bulls draft as a whole. So you got Cam Jones, newest member of the Chicago Bulls, 38th pick overall last year in the draft. So honestly, I like this. Like, he's already been in the NBA for a year. He's already been with NBA skill trainers in the weight room. It would have been maybe more fun to go get our own guy, to go get if Conwell was available, or if Tyler Nickel, if they would have chose him. But still, Cam Jones, really nasty lefty, good isolation scorer, good step back jumper, streaky 3-point shooter, but a good playmaker in college. And even this past year, in 14 minutes a game, still averaging 3.2 assists. So he's got a good feel for the game. And I promise you, Bryson Graham, last year in the draft, this was one of his guys. You don't make a trade like this, especially coming to a new organization, unless you have not done a lot of research on him. So pretty damn excited for Cam Jones. And also just everybody being negative. It's bad that I'm the most positive guy about the Chicago Bulls than compared to anybody else. So we'll see. But the Bulls overall in the draft, you got Caleb Wilson, you got Dalen Swain, and now you go get Cam Jones in the second round. I like what they're doing. Like, I know that Dalen Swain was a controversial pick, but I went back and I was watching a bunch of his tape last night. I was up until about 2 a.m. Just watching him, and he really does remind me of a Jimmy Butler, Jaden McDaniels type of player. I think you can make the argument he has the best handle out of any prospect in this year's draft class. He can consistently beat guys off the dribble. Like, just a great isolation scorer, really good athlete. And if I had to say my one, like, hey, Patrick, you got one argument to sell you on Swain, it would be this. Before he transferred to Texas, coming from Xavier during his sophomore campaign, he was on nobody's big boards. Nobody thought he was going to be a draft pick. Everybody thought he was just going to be a college player, play 4 years, and then he ends up going somewhere else. Maybe plays overseas, maybe plays in the G League for the couple seasons, but he was on no draft boards. And he worked his tail off this past summer, where he ended up improving his handle a ton, improved his pull-up jump shooting. He has a wicked turnaround jump hook in the lane. Plus, you combine that with the natural size, 6'6.5", 200 plus pounds, like physical, gets up in you. He's going to be a problem in the NBA. And also, I think his floor is very high just because of the defender he's going to be right away. I mean, bare minimum, he's going to be a guy who's like a juiced up Josh Hart for you. And also, Bryson Graham alluded to this, the shot. Who says he can't develop a shot? And I think he is, because I think it's tough for guys to have a good feel for shooting the basketball. And if you do have a good feel naturally, it's just a repetition thing. I think he's got a great feel. He was an 80+% free throw shooter, which that is all feel. That is all mental shooting free throws. Like, some great 3-point shooters are bad free throw shooters. But I think the fact he's a good free throw shooter, I think they'll translate to him developing a jump shot. And also floaters, that's all touch. Well, he shot over 50% on floaters this past season. So good size, good athlete. I know this was a sort of a reach for the Chicago Bulls, but again, he fits with what Bryson Graham wants. The Bulls have an identity now of having been a big lineup. Like, you're going to roll out Josh Giddey 6'8", roll out, Dalen Swain 6'7", Buzelis and Wilson both 6'10", and then you got Nick Claxton, a 7-footer. He works his tail off. Like, I promise you, he will develop. He's raw. Caleb Wilson's raw too. And maybe these guys won't pop right away, and maybe we're not saying like, oh, that was a for sure great pick after year one. But give these guys time. They're built to the right just mental makeup that you would want out of your guards. Because also with Swain, like, listen, if he was a highly touted high school recruit and he was a 5-star and he went to Texas and he had the year he had, I wouldn't feel as confident in him. But the fact that he was under-recruited, that went to Xavier, a middle-of-the-pack Big East school, then he got to the SEC playing at Texas, and he took his game to another level. And overall, this Bulls team is going to be really damn fun to watch next season. Will they probably win 35 games? Yeah, but those 35 games are going to hit a little different compared to the 30 games that we won this past season, because we actually will have 2 rookies in the starting lineup, young player in Josh Giddey, still a youngish player in Nick Claxton, and then you got obviously Modest Buzelis running that 3 spot. So overall, still like what the Bulls are doing, but a bit of a shocker there with the trade. And they also traded pick 56 for cash as well. So, hey, appreciate all of you guys for watching. I know it wasn't the sexy pick for the Bulls or the, really fun move, but you traded pick 38 for the 38th pick last year, and I promise you Bryson Graham did a lot of work on them before then. So, Cam Jones, welcome to the Chicago Bulls. And if you guys made it to then, hit me with a C red down below, and we'll catch you guys next time. As always, go Bulls. Alrighty. Just want messages that the cut's done. Yeah, like it of Cam Jones, though. He's a fun player. Lefty scorer. It is just anticlimactic that the Chicago Bulls, you got picked 38 and 56. You don't make either of the selections, but you still trade for a player who's got really good upside. So I like that there. Oh, we didn't do a show. We just got into the video. Yeah, just video. Yeah, appreciate it. We'll be all right. I put a thumbnail on NBA seasons if you're in there. Yeah, appreciate it. Jordan King coming in. What's going on? Yeah, welcome, Cam. I like Cam Jones. Also, he's a Big East guy. So, again, I am biased towards the Big East players, but Cam's great. He had a 21-point double-double in the Summer League last year. I'm going to go turn that on. Now it just stinks that the Bulls don't have no more picks. A little unfortunate. Little unfortunate. But Jordan King, what's going on, Brody? We'll also catch you guys up with all the picks that have been made so far in the draft. But Jimmy Butler, drafted 30th overall, shot 18.3% from 3 and 2 points a game as a rookie. We never know who someone will become. Welcome, Cam. And yeah, I do see Jimmy Butler's game in Dalen Swain really, really do like Dalen Swain. Like, I'm gonna say it over and over again. I'm gonna try to hammer this home. Like, Dalen Swain's a guy, and yeah, like Jimmy Butler, like he was so raw coming out, but at least like Jimmy Butler, similar to Swain, both 6'6" guards, both had a great like want to be great, and then they also had just this competitive makeup that I think it matters in the NBA. Like in these major sports, everybody's talented, everybody's athletic, everybody has an insane skill level, but it's that competitiveness. Like Andrew Wiggins has had a really good NBA career. He was the second best player on a team that won the championship, but his career is a disappointment in my eyes because he was a freak athlete. He was 6'9", could shoot, could really do it all, but he didn't have that competitive makeup and all that to do all that. So we'll see. We will see. Cam is a waste of a roster spot. Disagree. I mean, Dylan, this is bad that I'm turning into the positive Bulls guy. I mean, this is unbelievable. Cam Jones? Yeah. I think we were watching I think it was NFL free agency. Remember when Cam Jones killed Xavier when we were watching that and he was frying him. He's a good player. Yeah. And Clary wasn't getting that in Indiana. Shocked Indiana went Braden Smith though. I guess Purdue that played into it. Jack Kyle for the Knicks. Watch about 2 minutes on him. He's an exciting player. Dylan Mitchell I liked a lot for the Celtics. That's going to be a guy to do all the dirty work. Did the Thunder get Otega away? Oh, my goodness. And the Spurs got Jacoby Gillespie and Malik Brown. Wow, Spurs, hell of a draft so far. Tyler Belodu went to the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, alrighty. I don't think the Bulls trade back in. I think they're probably good for the second round. Yeah, Bulls are probably good there. I don't think so. Yeah, is Vasar still available? There's that late report right before the draft where, yeah, and Nichols still available. Okay, that's interesting. There's huge questions on Vasar's motor and just his overall competitiveness, which I know it scares people in the NBA. Especially like a guy like Vasar, like his whole life. I mean, you think about when you're a 7-footer like that. Like I don't know when he grew, but he's probably 7 foot in high school. Didn't really have to work hard. Got handed a scholarship to North Carolina. Good college player. So I think there is question about his want um, at the next level. Cam is a terrible human being. Okay. I don't know where you're getting that from, Brick Ripshaw. Yeah, but here were the trades for the Bulls. Give a pick 38 for Cam Jones, future pick swaps, and cash. Double down. I mean, they think we're up to like 500,000 here. Oh, where is this gonna go? LeBron, cash considerations. LeBron James signs a 1-year deal for cash considerations with the Chicago Bulls. So you only got 14 picks left. Right? He goes up to 60 today. Yeah. Yeah, New York Knicks back on the clock. Dylan, do you want to hold down for a second? We'll be back here. As the Bulls don't technically draft somebody tonight, but they do acquire Cam Jones. Really, really shifty, crafty guard. I like it. I mean, guys, it's pick 38. If you're really throwing that much of a hissy fit over it, chill out. Free agency videos will be coming this week. I do think the Bulls are going to be more active in the trade market than in the free agency market. I think they're probably going to take on some bad contracts. I think people will freak out, but it's just part of the process of being a rebuilding team. You take on bad contracts, get draft capital, and then you go from there. Robert Adams, love Milos Uzan. I was watching Emmanuel Sharp last night, and Uzan was the one that was actually popping off the screen more for me. So I do like that. We'll talk about him when I get back, but Dylan, he's going to hold it down.
We got a super coming in from Chief Beef that we'll throw up on screen in a second. But if you're just tuning in right now, the Bulls trade out in the second round and they got Cam Jones out of Marquette. Pretty good player for them. I know a lot of you are disappointed that they didn't end up making a pick, but hey, nonetheless, they get another player that's going to go ahead and get playing time and maybe become a contributor on this Bulls roster. Should have taken Dylan Mitchell. He was on the board. The Celtics took him shortly after. It's now the Magic just traded away Okpara from Tennessee to the Wizards. We'll throw that super chat on screen right now. Yeah, very interesting night for the Bulls. I see the vision they have. Jones has good court vision, plays good D. Great lob pass. Yeah, he's a good scorer. He dominated college basketball in the Big East, and if you saw anything from the NBA Finals from this year, get a guy from the Big East and let him dominate. That's what Jalen Brunson was. So here's the super chat. Coming in from Chief Beef ASMR, saying Stacey King wouldn't like this atrocious blunder. Rest in peace to Stacey King. I don't think it's a blunder. I think Cam Jones, for what the Bulls are looking for, he's a guy that can come on, contribute on the bench. He didn't get much playing time last year, so we still don't really know who he could be. It is a bit disappointing in the point of you were waiting all night for the Bulls to make a pick in round 2, and they just don't by getting cast considerations twice and then a player. But that's what happens sometimes.
This was not an atrocious blunder. Yeah, I mean, this is Jerry Reinsdorf still finding his way to get cash every single draft. For a team that has never been close to any of the aprons in the NBA, they have to get cash more than any team that's never been, obviously above the luxury tax. Franchise legend. You know it. You know it.
So they got to show the Knicks promo once again every single time they pick. Even though they've been trading out all their picks and they haven't had any single player that stayed with them except the guy who's picked from Germany.
Yeah. All Knicks fans at the Nets arena.
I don't know how you could even grade this trade yet when you don't know what Braden Smith could be. He could be a bust.
Yeah. I mean, if Cam Jones is horrible and Braden Smith is a rotational player, it's still not the worst case in the world. And also, Braden Smith's who the Pacers wanted. Like, the Bulls didn't draft Braden Smith. Like, they...
Oh, the Knicks got Tyler
No
Nickel.
way. Oh, Marsh is gonna be fired up about that. His jumper is so pure.
Give me all the Tylers.
Yeah. Nah, Tyler Nickel just went to the New York Knicks. Hell of a player. 6'6". He's obviously not a great defender, but I like Nickel because he just plays his ass off. And I think guys like that, like it does fall into Max Strus, those types of players. And also like with the Knicks, Tyler Nickel probably plays a little bit next season. Maybe not in the playoffs, but there will definitely be a stretch in the regular season with injuries or guys taking some time off that Nickel will get out there in the Knicks rotation. So love that for New York. I am
Question
jealous.
is, do they keep him though?
Yeah, that is true. I mean, this could be in 2 picks from now. They end up trading them.
We got another super coming in from Chief Beef once again.
Chief Beef, what's going on? Good question. I'll give you my thoughts once it loads up into our software. But Chief, appreciate you. Chief Beef, hell of a name.
Baystar might go undrafted, and the Bulls could get him.
Yeah. There's got to be something with Baystar. This is like who's fallen in the NFL draft this year? There's a lot of guys that fell in the NFL draft. Like who's Jamad McCoy? We knew there was an injury history there. Baystar, there was none of that. So curious on his fall.
Elijah Surratt fell.
Surratt did fall. Your Miami guys, the nickel, or the nickel safety. What was his name?
Know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But he ended up falling. Yeah, McNeil Warren ended up falling. So happens in every draft. Do you think the Bulls are using that cash considerations for free agency? I don't really know how that works. I mean, in terms of like divvying out signing bonuses, I guess that's where the cash considerations could go. I mean, cash considerations, it goes in the back hip pocket of Jerry Reinsdorf. So, yeah, Keontae Scott.
Yeah, Keontae Scott.
Keontae Scott. That's the guy I was thinking of. This draft is flying by. I mean, it is 8:30. Yep.
To that game.
Yep. That Miami team was fun. Miami's going to be good again this year. Probably my dark horse to win it all. Just because I'm a Daria Mensa truther.
Are they a dark horse, though, because they just went to the Natty last year?
And I think they got the 5th best odds.
Yeah.
To win it. Yeah, I like Miami a lot. What's the running back's name again?
Mark Fletcher.
Oh, Fletcher's dude. Tony's out. Yeah, he's a stud.
Cooper Barkate coming in with Darian Mensa from Duke.
Yeah, no, they're Miami's gonna be great. Toby Lawal. They have plenty of second rounders to trade, so the GM can pocket cash. Well, I mean, Arturis got all those second rounders. What if Vasar becomes Jokic and Cam Jones gets arrested again? Okay. What is that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, just had to get a feel for it. Braden Smith is better than Cam Jones. Same type of careers, same type of accomplishments. I mean, Braden Smith, 4-year guy. Same with Cam Jones, both good college players. I just have doubts that Braden Smith. I mean, he's extremely small. I just think he's going to get picked on in the NBA, and I just don't think like his offensive, you know, his offensive game is going to be enough to keep him on the floor. Or Cam Jones can hold his own defensively. If I had faith in the front office, don't lose it now. Definitely will not. I do have faith in Bryson Graham. I think they've been handling this extremely, extremely well. Day 1, A-. Day 2, F-. Listen, it was a boring day 2. Guys, second round of the NBA draft is, especially with all of these guys in NIL, this has turned into the 7th round of the NFL draft. Not really putting too much stock into it. Could a couple of these guys be rotational players? Sure. But most of the time, all of these guys are just filling out summer league roster spots, and that's about it. Yeah, Isaiah Stewart, though, that stinks. As Lord L. Boogie. No way. That is unbelievable. I'm sending that to Marsh right now. That is fucking hilarious. I got to send that to Marsh. Lord L. Boogie. That's unbelievable. Appreciate the super chat, my man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I got to send that to Marsh. Lord L. Boogie. I mean, talk about a random name that I have not seen in a long time. Long-time Knicks Now viewer. No, we have not been on the slopes, Lord L. Boogie. I can't believe 5 of these players are falling out of the NBA draft. Yeah, I mean, bit of a shocker that Vasar's fallen like this. Denver Nuggets pick is in, and they take the forward out of St. John's, Bryce Hopkins. Big body forward. I like Bryce Hopkins' game a lot, man. I like it a lot. Yeah, Bryce Hopkins, hell of a player. Patrick, they disrespect the second round. Most teams do disrespect the second round. Like, listen, it's a crapshoot. You're just throwing darts. So some of these teams take it extremely seriously. Some teams don't. But Lord L. Boogie, appreciate you and the super chat, my man. A Chi-Town rep also coming in with a super chat. Shout out to you. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Bulls trade for Cam Jones tonight. That is the big time news. Listen, guys, I like Cam Jones. I'm not going to get too upset about it. Is what it is. Is what it is. Would have been fun to draft their own guy. Absolutely. Would have loved Tyler Nickel, but he went to the New York Knicks, and that's a hell of a pickup for them. But yeah, we're here. Bryce Hopkins, good pickup for the Denver Nuggets. Started off his college career at Providence. Was a big time recruit. I believe he started off in Kentucky. Went to went to Providence, then went to St. John's. Yeah, first rounders are gambles too. Everything's a gamble in the NBA draft. That's why I'm not too upset about the Bulls. Don't want to say playing it safe, but they just went a different direction tonight. And it's like a direction nobody really thought they would go. I mean, listen, giving up, hey, trading pick 56 for cash considerations, you can get upset about that. Don't blame me for that because that is kind of BS. But Shottown Rep, appreciate you, Brody. $1 super chat. Shout out to you. Sent a couple bucks yesterday as well. So thanks for hanging out with us for the last couple of days. Yeah, but listen, I mean, second rounders, just trying to take flyers on guys. But Bryce Hopkins, I do like him potentially as a pro. I think he was a former 5-star recruit, heavily touted coming out of high school. So that's it there. Yeah, but here's what's been going on. So Emmanuel Sharp went to the Sacramento Kings, missed that. The Kings picking up like 2 win now players in Caravan and Sharp. I don't know what direction they're going, but also we've not known what the Kings are doing for the last 20 years. But hey, they got Acuff. They got Zach LaVine, DeRozan. So DeRozan's probably gonna get bought out, but Felix Akpara, big guy out of Tennessee, can protect the rim really well. Did some work on him. He's pretty switchable defensively, can move his feet pretty well. But Tyler Nickel, probably my favorite pick of the second round. And for the New York Knicks, getting him at 47, just a guy who can come off the bench, come off pin downs, shoot at a super high clip. I do like that, though, for the New York Knicks. I mean, that's a guy who's also probably going to play some good minutes during the regular season for you. Probably won't be in your playoff rotation. But, yeah. As the Milwaukee Bucks are also acquiring pick number 60 for cash. And cash considerations, the star of day 2 of the NBA draft. No, I agree. Yeah, Cam Jones is better than most second rounders in this year's draft. So, hey, it's a good move by the Bulls. The Knicks have another one? Oh, they're 53. Oh, I think they flopped 55 into 53 with that one trade. They just get Vasar and Tyler Nickel. That'd be sweet. And the big German guy. I think these this Jaden Bradley goes to the Toronto Raptors at pick 50, another guy. But I think we're also at the point in the NBA, especially with NIL, the last 10 picks of the second round are really guys that probably won't do anything. Why is Fisher saying out this is fascinating? This is unbelievable. The only pick in the 2026 second round that wasn't traded was pick number 50, which the Raptors just used to get Jaden Bradley, which is unbelievable. This is the only pick that was not traded in the entire draft. So, kind of speaks to how chaotic the second round can be in the NBA. It's necessarily just like, I don't even want to call it like icing on trades. It's like throwing like sprinkles on trades. It's just like one individual sprinkle, not even the whole, shebang. So this is our second round. I mean, with NIL, a bunch of these guys go back. Like, I mean, you think about like Thomas, Braylon Mullins, bunch of guys that could have been potential lottery picks end up going back. So that pushes everybody back. So we'll see. But, guys, we are 5 likes away from 200. If you guys haven't hit that thumbs up icon yet, go down there, like today's video. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Yeah, Jaden Bradley, good veteran guard, been at Arizona for not all 4 seasons. I believe Jaden Bradley, he started off at where's Jaden Bradley at? I think he started off somewhere else. He's a Big 12 Player of the Year this past season. First team All Big 10, Big 12 All Defensive Team. He's a Big 12 Tournament MVP, SEC All Freshman Team in 2023. Yeah, started at Alabama. Then he spent 3 years at Arizona. A good 3-point shooter, shot over 39% from downtown. Good free throw shooter as well. 13 points a night, 4.4 assists. Average athlete. His 3-point shooting went way up from 2025 to 2026. Started off at 32.1%, jumped all the way up to 39.4%. I think he'll be a good defender at the next level. I really like this pick. I think they got good value here. I probably would have had him top 40. Rolly had him 43rd on our big board. I like Jaden Bradley. He was a leader for this Arizona team, led this team to a just an unbelievable season this past year. Like this Arizona team before they ran into Michigan. I mean, they were the ones steamrolling everybody. Little Colin Gillespie in his game, just those like savvy, smart 4-year guards. So do like Jaden Bradley a lot, and that's a good pickup for Toronto. Yeah, Jaden Bradley's a good pick though. Now it's the Magic on the clock. You got Hayden coming in with a $2 super chat. Shout out to you, Hayden. Isaiah Nelson was the pick out of Tampa Bay for the Orlando Magic. Now the Los Angeles Clippers are on the clock at pick number 52. Yeah, those things are fresh. It's like a creamy gold. It's good jerseys. Yeah, Isaiah Nelson, big guy from South Florida. Defensive playmaker. He's a good rim runner as well. Long strides, went out in transition. Had a good year this past season. He was the defensive player of the year, so defensively was stepping right away, fit in with that Magic culture. Sean Sweeney will love him. He'll absolutely love Isaiah Nelson. I mean, for defensive player of the year, still put up 16 and 10. Good value there in the late second round. But again, like this guy probably would have went back to college if he had more eligibility. But Hayden, what's going on? Saying, why do you think Dalen Swain will start? I would probably just assume Swain's going to start right now. But if the Bulls go out there and pick up an Isaiah Joe, Klay Thompson, then I think he could go to the bench. But Dalen Swain's a 2-guard. Listen, if you listen to any content creators who call Dalen Swain a 3-4 hybrid, like he's like a forward like Aaron Gordon, turn it off. They have no idea what they're talking about. I saw a couple people saying that. He's a guard. Like he has some of the best handles in this year's draft class. He is a great isolation scorer. I think he is a great 2-guard next to Josh Giddey. Like the ideal 2-guard next to Josh Giddey. Now, we'll come down to Dalen Swain developing his 3-point shot, but the ideal 2-guard next to Josh Giddey is somebody who can defend, somebody who can run, and somebody who can, one, create his own shot. Because Josh Giddey can set people up, but Josh Giddey can't create his own shot. Dalen Swain can. He is one of the best isolation scorers this past year. So overall, has a really good motor. And I think the Bulls are going to go fully into this youth movement and rebuild. And how do you get Dalen Swain to develop at a super high rate? You play him, and you play him a lot, and you start him. And the same will be said about K.O. Wilson. I just could not get over the people calling this guy a forward or a wing left. Like, he will play the guard spot for the Chicago Bulls. He'll be a guard in the NBA. Just because he's 6'7" doesn't mean he can't play the 2-guard. But yeah, Dalen Swain's a 2-guard. And he's going to be in that Jimmy Butler, like 2-3 hybrid role for the Chicago Bulls. Alrighty. We're already up to pick 52, waiting on the Clippers selection. Chi-Town rep in the building. What's going on? Yeah, overall good draft for the Chicago Bulls. I do appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Fun draft. Second round gets kind of bored at the back end, but is what it is. Oh man, it did say forward at the bottom. Well, we divvy it up, and those weren't my notes. Those are my guy Roller's notes. I will change that to guard. Trust me. I just can't see him not being a guard in the NBA. He'll play that 2-3 spot. So if you want to call it a forward, you want to call it a tweener, like he is the definition of a tweener between a 2 and 3 in the NBA. Titus in the building. What's going on, man? Saying 6'7". Shout out to you, Kitus. I took away. No, I said there would be if you have a problem with the Bulls selling off second round picks as a rebuilding team, that is an issue. That's not great. I mean, that's still the Reinsdorf, and that's why I am so optimistic about the Bulls. I really think Bryson Graham's a very intelligent guy. I think the Bulls are in good hands. I love Tiago Splitter as the hire, but at the end of the day, you still have Reinsdorf calling the shots. I wonder how much he meddled with the Bulls getting cash for pick 56. Now, also, pick 56 is horrible in this year's draft class. Bunch of guys went back to college. A bunch of international prospects stayed over there. No, JDS. That was funny. But still, the Reinsdorfs are still calling the shots. This is just hoping Bryson Graham can just almost succeed and be successful with the cloud of Jerry Reinsdorf. As wow, Henry Vesar ends up going to the Hawks. Yeah, so they traded up. So the Hawks got Kingston Flemings. Good haul for the Atlanta. They're getting Henry Vesar. Mammoth of a human. He's over 7 foot. He's shooting threes a little bit this past season at North Carolina. Good rebounder. I just have questions about his effort level. I like a guy like Krivas a lot more. If Krivas would have came out and didn't return this past year to Arizona, I would have preferred him a lot more. But listen, numbers are solid. He was productive at North Carolina. And that's a big-time school, playing a lot of big-time games. He played a lot of good games against Duke this season. I thought he actually matched up well with Cam Boozer pretty well. It's just the effort and just overall feel for the game. I don't think he really does get lost defensively. I saw a couple clips of him just getting picked on in the pick and roll. And just swinging the ball all over, and he is just running around, turning his head over and over again. So definitely have my question marks on if he'll be a good defender in the NBA because the floor is spaced a lot more. You got to be able to cover in space. He'll be a decent rim protector. Don't know if he'll ever be an elite rim protector. Now, listen, offensively, honestly, it's probably more exciting than his defensive potential because offensively, he's a 17-a-game guy, very efficient, has a really good push shot, finds the creases, is just like a cutter and a diver to the rim at a pretty good level. But, man, his wait is over. Goes to the Atlanta Hawks, so they get him, Kingston Flemings, and now the New York Knicks are back on the clock at pick number 53. So Atlanta, they took Zuby. Zuby was the other big. So you get a power forward, you get a center, and you get a guard of the future in Kingston Flemings. That'll be a fun summer league team. Kingston Flemings, Zuby Ejiofor, and Henry Vesar. What are the chances of getting Clay and Isaiah Joe or both? Probably pretty unlikely. I'd probably say one or two of those, though. Kind of waiting and seeing if the Bulls trade back up in the round 2. If they traded out of pick 56, I'm pretty confident they're not going to trade back in. All right, upcoming picks here. Knicks on the clock. Then you got the Golden State Warriors, Houston Rockets, and then the Los Angeles Lakers. As that second-round pick was traded at least from 4 different teams before it got to the Bulls, and then it got traded to the Lakers. It's just insane how these picks just get sent all over. What do you think of Reeves re-signing with LA? I think the Lakers needed to do it. Is it a little more money for Reeves than I would have wanted. Sure, but I'm also guessing that Pelinka and the Lakers front office are looking at a guy who's gotten better every single year and that he's just going to continue to take another step. Like, he's an elite offensive player. I don't love the fit, though. Like, as a guy next to Luka, um, it's great to have another ball handler, another guy who can, run the offense for the second unit, and you always will have a guy on the floor where you can handle the ball and create good shots. Overall, good move, though, for the Lakers. I just wish they just need to get more defenders around those two, man. They need to get a center. So we'll see if they got anything up their sleeves. I don't think the Lakers should bring back LeBron, though. I think they should probably move on. Good shot blocker from Virginia. Kuna and Wesso. I think he had a really good game against Camboose this past season. Alrighty. Uguna on Yenso. Let's see. Rolly's pro comp for him is a little Orlando Robinson. Wait. Shams is saying he went 52. And the Warriors get LeJay Jones at 53? Or Fisher said that. I think he's just got the numbers wrong on the tweet. LeJay Jones. Who is LeJay Jones? Why are they freaking out? I would put money that he started off his college basketball career at St. Bonaventure, and yes, he did. LeJay Jones, 6'7". He's got an afro, 220 pounds. Averaged 12 points a game this past season at Florida State, 5.7 boards, 1.2 steals, and shot 42% from the field. Solid athletic profile for him. Good overall footwork. Physical defender who can handle quicker players as well. Good shooting mechanics. Results weren't there. Handle isn't there either, but you're banking on that ends up getting developed throughout his NBA career. But yeah, only shot 32.5% from downtown this past season, 42% from the field. Averaged more than 2 stocks a game, so that's good for his defensive playmaking. Ends up going to the Golden State Warriors there at pick number 54. Yeah, they're not waiving Cam Jones. Cam Jones will probably play for the Bulls a decent bit. So they got Onyenso. I'm guessing. Leon Rose is just in his bag right now. Yeah, all right. The NBA second round is so much harder than any NFL draft. It's just moving all over the place. The Cavs and Suns. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, they show a logo and then it's not that team. I mean, the NBA's just got to move the league, the date for the new year. Just need to move it up before the NBA draft, and then you don't have this problem anymore. Like, shorten it. Yeah, I'm with you. Why is everybody so down on Cam? You can't just look at the 4 points a game. Yeah, I mean, he barely played this past season for Indiana. I don't think judging him off his rookie year tape with the Pacers should be, the end all be all. But as the Doritos are up, the Doritos are back on the clock here at 55. Um, but yeah, absolutely. Um, I like Cam Jones a lot. I'm very excited. Cash considerations, Leon Rose. It makes me think if the Knicks. I think just the Bulls and Knicks have two of the cheaper owners in the NBA. Unless maybe Dolan's maybe he's gonna say F it. I'll go pay the luxury tax this year. I'll go dive into the aprons. Yeah, they trade out of that. Goes to the Detroit Pistons. Any undrafted guys? We'll have a full video tomorrow talking about UDFA's. And only 5 more picks remaining. Cam Jones, though. So the Bulls, they traded 56. End up trading pick 38, which the Pacers used to select Braden Smith. But you got Cam Jones, who's ironically the 38th overall pick this past season, but a Big East guard, good body control, physical, can get to that turnaround, lefty J. Like Cam Jones a lot. Trey Jones could be traded for future draft capital, no doubt. Clippers and Rockets just made a trade. Looks like the Clippers will be trading up for Nick Martinelli. You said what? Nickel Nick? Nickel Nick. I like that. Hang in there. Bulls pulled the rug out from under you tonight. You're doing fine. Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of hype coming into the second round, and then like right before the second round starts, they trade 56 for cash, and then they trade 38 for Cam Jones in cash. There was future swaps on that trade. Clippers got him. Clippers traded for him. Yeah, yeah. Nick Martinelli was one of my guys. I like Nick Martinelli. Bulls fans are really crying about this Cam Jones trade. Marquette legend Cam Jones. Yeah, Martinelli's a dog though, dude. He's got a lot of juice. He plays the game of basketball. He's just very entertaining to watch. Really good shooter. Can put the ball on the deck. Can really do it all offensively. I don't think he does like one thing really great, but he is a Chicago kid, which is pretty cool. Grew up in Glenview, Illinois. Back-to-back seasons of averaging 20 plus at Northwestern, 23 a game this past year, shooting 40+% from three. Really limited as an athlete, and that's why I think like he's probably a finished product. Like I can't see him getting that much better besides just like more consistent. But he's developed over time into a good playmaker. Shows really good control on offense. Kind of has a plethora of moves that he can get to. So overall not bad. Nickel and Nick. Alrighty, yeah. So the Bulls were supposed to be picking here, but ended up going to Los Angeles Lakers. I've been cool to close out the second round, but pretty funny. At the Milwaukee Bucks about 10 picks ago, bought pick 60. I gotta look this up. I'm just gonna ask Rock, what do NBA teams normally use cash considerations for? Gotta get to the bottom of this. Way to include money in actual trades, trading for draft picks, especially late first rounders or second round picks, salary dumps, line player draft rights. Yeah, couldn't get a good answer. So the Bulls are we're about to sign off anyways. I think we're all right. 'Cause we hit it during the cut. What time was that at? Oh. Yeah, let's just knock that out right now. Yeah, fans are being way too negative about this Cam Jones thing, dude. It's the 38th pick in the draft. Can we grow up a little bit? We don't need to overreact. Alrighty. Listen, we'll get back to the rest of the final couple of picks here, the second round of the 2026 NBA draft. But I do want to give a massive shout out to our good friends over there at Prize Picks. Now, if you guys plug in that promo code HMA, we'll hook you guys up with $50 instantly on lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. The app is incredibly easy to use. All you have to do is pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. Prize Picks is available in most states, including California, Texas, Florida, New York, and Illinois. And Prize Picks makes watching my favorite sporting events that much more enjoyable, as it can follow a lineup throughout the entire game, or you guys can follow a lineup throughout the entire season. That's what we got for today's show. Myles Garrett going to take the more on his sacks for this upcoming year. Puka Nacua going to take the more on his receiving yards, and Christian McCaffrey the less on his rushing yards. But fade those picks or tail those picks. Just do so at Prize Picks. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Look at the name, though. It's just drafted real quick. Imagine trying to pronounce that. Yeah. That's insane. But, hey, shout out to Prize Picks. Use promo code HMA. Get hooked up with $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Hit that link in the comment section and description of today's show. Prize Picks. It is so good to be right. All right. So the Russian guard. Vsevolod Ishenko. Vsevolod Ishenko would be my. He would have been a Bull. Oh, and he's going to Dallas. That's hilarious. Coop's got to pronounce that. Oh, yeah, with the Lakers. Ishenko. I think Ishenko might be his last name. Rolly do anything on this game? No. Let's see if he's on our big board. Oh, yeah, he was. Oh, Rolly's got the pronunciation here. Sevolut Ishenko. Sevolut Ishenko. Okay. All right. well, Shenko. That's a lot easier to pronounce, so we'll call you that. He's from somewhere in Russia, and he's 6'8", 218 pounds, and he's going to the Dallas Mavericks at pick number 56. So the Lakers end up the Lakers bought pick 56, and then they just traded it to the Dallas Mavericks. But a 46% three-point shooter, which is pretty ridiculous stuff, from beyond the arc, 51% from the field, 4.7 boards a game. Good size, played 23 minutes a night, and 2 assists a game as well. Yeah, great shooter, 46%. Would you rather Cam Jones or Colin Boswell? I think Boswell stinks. I would go Cam Jones. I know a lot of Illinois fans won't be a fan of me saying that, but just in the NBA, and Cam Jones is a lot more juice. Alrighty. This is it. We got 4 picks left in the second round. Yeah, it flew by tonight. Shout out to the Cubs. Swept the Mets today. Who went off in the second game? Dansby Swanson, 11 RBIs today. That's unbelievable. Needed it bad. Dansby Swanson, 11 RBIs today. That's unbelievable. Pedro Ramirez, 4 runs. Cubs back up, playing some good ball lately. Though the entire staff is hurt, that's all right. All right, Copeland's still out there. Trimble, Aaron Kruma, and Tommen Lipsy. The shot, yeah, that was a hell of a game. That was a great game. Cam Boozer and Wilson going at it. That was awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, that was a great game. That was a great shot. Go Cubs, go in the chat. Shout out to the Cubs. Sweeping the Mets today. Alrighty. We're going to sign off. Do you know how to sign off? Just want to throw in the hand of that. Yeah. Oh, so we're going to sign off, and we're going to get our grades video ready to go. Appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Again, pretty uneventful day for the Chicago Bulls. So my apologies. Not a lot going on for Chicago. Trade out a pick 56 for cash. Then you trade pick 38 for the 38th overall pick last year. So Bulls don't make a pick today. Little unfortunate, but 4 picks remaining. Bulls aren't going to buy back in. So listen, we're going to have another video coming out probably later tonight. And full draft grades for your Bulls. UDFAs tomorrow. So we get you guys updated on that. Summer League as well. So stay up to date. But appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. And we will see you guys next time. As always, go Bulls.